we certainly welcome you to our fair city of Pineville. I am Doug Gann, and I will have the play-by-play for you along with just a great night of football. I've got my broadcast partner, and I'm going to tell you it's a little weird. It's got me thrown off just a little bit. He and I have been doing high school football games and football games for nearly a quarter of a century. Today, almost 25 years of doing this. He is the play-by-play voice of the Pineville Rebels and Louisiana College Wildcats as well. I do the play-by-play for the ASH Trojans and the color commentary for the Louisiana College games. But enough about us. It is time to talk about this football game, and to do that, I'm going to bring in my broadcast partner of almost a quarter of a century. I'm going to quit saying it like that. And my man, Rich Dupree. Rich, welcome to the booth.
Hey, Doug, thank you very much. It's great to be here. You know, we did do a little switcheroo tonight as far as responsibilities, but it's a good opportunity because, quite honestly, would not have thought that we would be doing football in the month of December here, the last week of December, right before the start of the new year. But thanks to Louisiana Gridiron Football Magazine bringing this all-star game to Central Louisiana in general, and to Pineville specifically, to be able to host an all-star game here. You and I follow a lot of the same websites and social media sites, and they do a game up north on I-20, they do a game down south on I-10, but there's nothing right here in Central Louisiana as it relates to an all-star game. So we're excited to be able to bring you the game. The players are being introduced right now in front of their family and friends that are gathered here at Wildcat Stadium, here at Wildcat Field. But it's a great opportunity, and we are just so thankful that Louisiana Gridiron Magazine, football magazines, had this vision to do this and to bring these college football stars of tomorrow, giving them one last opportunity to play high school football before calling it a career.
Absolutely, and what a week it's been, Rich. I've been able to go out to the opening party that they had, or the welcome event that they had Wednesday night at Country Inn and Suites, and Country Inn and Suites has been the host hotel for this Louisiana Gridiron football game, and just a lot of great kids. You've got some kids that I'm telling you will play on Saturday that we talked about, and they're a handful of them that will play on Sundays as well. Speed is definitely here. We've got a couple of guys, Gage, Rapp to look at. He is a little wide receiver out of Sulphur that's there, and so just an exciting time for it. There's a lot of speed. Ben West, local high school quarterback from Pineville, you've called his number a lot. He's playing in the game. Jacob Sylvia was supposed to play, but of course you know about the injury that he had. Then you've got a couple of local guys from WR Brandon Quinney, and also Clayton Reynolds that will be here. And so local talent from up north, talent from down south, it's all over the place, Rich.
Yeah, hey, Doug, all the big names.
They absolutely
as far as schools are concerned, it's a who's list of schools from West Monroe to Sulphur to the defending state champions in 5A and Zachary, and then even, the schools that we talk a lot about, as you mentioned, with Pineville and Ash and Gina, Leesville. But it's great to Buckeye, but it's great to see other schools represented here tonight that you and I don't get to see a lot of, like St. John, like Berwick High School, like Iota, Rosepine. Those are schools we talk about on LA Friday Night Lights, but we don't always get to see their athletes here. And so this is, again, by invitation of these young men that are seniors that have been outstanding at their particular schools that get the opportunity to come here to Louisiana College and play in an all-star game. And that's exactly what all these 80-plus kids are, all-stars.
They are, and you saw that again in the practices that I was able to. The football just seems to fly a little further and a little straighter and have a little tighter spiral on it than some of the games that we have seen. The running backs all seem to run. They all seem to hit the hole. Now, they've not had defenses that have been firing off on them, and so this will be the first live contact that they've had tonight. Speaking of contact, Andy Bryson, who is the CEO of all of this, made contact with Dennis Dunn and has him coaching. Also, Jason McClendon, who, if you'll remember from Louisiana College lore, was a player for the Wildcats as well under Dunn. And so Jason McClendon is the coach that came over from Texas. You remember, and took over that Lakeside program out of Sibley and I think they were 0-23 or 23 games they had lost in a row. Comes in there in the first season, and Coach Jason McClendon, the nephew of Charlie McClendon, is able to go in there and bring that team to the playoffs. And so we look forward to hearing some more about that from you tonight as well.
We do. We've got Andy Bryson that we're going to hear from. We're going to hear from Coach Dunn and Coach McClendon as well. But you and I were talking about this during the segment before we came on, just talking about the kids that are here. There's a red team and a blue team. So you got red jerseys and you got the blue jerseys, and the numbers will be easy for us to see. But each student that's here is wearing their school helmet, and that's neat as well. I mean, that's what you expect in an all-star game, and that's exactly what we have here today. Right now, we want to take a listen to an interview recorded just a few minutes ago with Andy Bryson. He is from Denham Springs. He'll tell you exactly what qualifies him to put this on. He is the executive director of this bowl game, as well as the man that makes Louisiana Gridiron Football magazine work. Here is Andy Bryson with Doug Gann.
All right, everyone, we are now with the owner, founder, man that does a little bit of everything with the Louisiana Gridiron Football, and the man that made tonight's All-Star Bowl game possible. It is Andy Bryson, and he's joining us a little bit. Andy, I know you've been kind of nervous all week leading up to this. Game's getting ready to kick off. You look like you're a little more relaxed though now. Is that right, or are you just hiding it well?
Actually, I am relaxed. I got some great coaches here. I've got a great staff. Coach Dunn has been phenomenal. You've helped out tremendously. LC staff here with Brad Wellborn and Jeff, they've been phenomenal, getting everything set up. Also, you've got some great head coach Justin Charles has been very helpful. This has just been a very welcoming and great atmosphere here. And I want to thank everybody for helping make this a great event.
Well, we appreciate that and certainly do. And of course, look forward to much success out of this game now and in the future as well. You know, one thing that I talked to a lot of people this week, and they said they were just amazed at the talent level that's here for a first-year bowl game, that you really exceeded expectations as far as the coaches went on getting the quality top-notch players into the ball game that you have.
Well, I told you back in October when I first met you that I used to help out with LSU. Last time LSU had a top 5 recruiting class, I was on that staff.
That's right.
I told Jabbar Jalouk last week, I said, look, Coach, you're the best recruiter in the state of Louisiana by far. I think I'm the second best.
That's right.
But no, not trying not to my own horn, but there is some great talent here. You got guys like Ryan McKenzie. I saw him in the state championship game. After the state championship game, I had to have him in this bowl game.
Right.
He lit up Ishmael Sulphur on multiple occasions. They actually had to move the number 1 defensive tackle in the country over across the lines to play another position because he was getting embarrassed in that game. You've got guys in here like Tate Langley, who just lights up people every week. Trey Edens at cornerback. Again, he's a shutdown. He's a true shutdown corner. We have talent from every level on every portion of this game.
We talked earlier today, and you told me about the quarterback that just signed on this week that came over here. Give me a little bit more about his story.
Adam Blanchard from
It's okay to put you on the spot.
Adam Blanchard from St. John.
That's right.
He was at the Red State Bowl 2 weeks ago, and he just had a phenomenal game. He was a quarterback of the game. I talked to his coach, Eric Holder, who's a good friend of mine. Eric said this kid is lights out, one of the best quarterbacks in the state. You saw him this morning, and he was throwing bombs across the place. And I mean, he's one of the top quarterbacks. I think him and Landon Moon are going to fight out for the best, top quarterback.
And they're both on the same squad, and that's what's going to be tough to see. And we did see Adam running around, left-handed quarterback that you'll see a lot of tonight as well. A lot of speed now on the red team. I saw Gage Rapp, the young man out of Sulphur that's on there, and then Dorian, and his last name escapes me. I don't have the program right here. Yeah, they're just two of the fastest kids I think I've seen. And when we talked to Coach Dunn about it, his eyes just lit up with that. He said he'd like to have them one more year, transfer and bring them down to Pineville.
Yeah, it would be a dream come true. If they both be looking at coming here to Pineville, actually to play for LC, both those guys. If I talked to Coach Charles about it, he said if he can sign both those guys, he can win a national championship here at LC with those guys.
That's big words. And we talked to Coach. I talked about these coaches and their eyes light up. Being around this type of talent, everybody that wants it, and that's the biggest thing, is that every young man that's out here has has the same desire. They want to play on Saturdays. They want to get out here, and it's good, they said, having kids that have that fight and fire in their belly, no matter what the circumstances, the rain, the indoor practice facility that we joke about in Country and in Suites, but it's just good kids.
They are good kids. The staff at Country and Suites couldn't stop talking about how great, how well respected these kids are. Yes sir, yes ma'am. The entire week. I can't get over the talent here because I want to talk about that a little bit about Dorian Harris, because Dorian Harris, in the state championship game, he scored 3 touchdowns, made it look easy against the STM. Gage Rapp again looks really good. He looks really good as a slot receiver.
I saw the interview that was done on Gage earlier today that you guys did, and you can find all of your interviews that you did on these kids throughout the season at your LGF site. You can go there and find that. But scored the go-ahead touchdown as they beat Acadiana this year too, and Acadiana, one of the top-ranked teams in 5A year in and year out.
Right, every year. Sulphur, they have a great program. They're looking. I think they're going for another coach this year, but I think they have a great program. They have some good young guys. But Gage Rapp is the real deal.
You got a little bit of local talent here too. You've got the quarterback from Pineville High School, Ben West, is here, and then a receiver and kicker from ASH, Brandon Quinney, is here, and Caden Reynolds is here also. So good local talent.
Right. We try to mix it up a little bit. We've got kids in this game from Shreve, from Captain Shreve. We've got kids in this game from Bastrop, from West Monroe. I'm gonna try and go down the list real quick. If I can do it in my head, West Monroe, Ruston, coming down the line, you got kids at Natchitoches, here in Pineville at ASH in Pineville. We invited some kids out of Tioga. We have kids out of Buckeye. We have kids out of Rosepine. Those 3 guys are there. That's a great thing about this bowl game is you got kids out of Rosepine who've never been seen. Nobody even knows their names. Here they are in an all-star game, competing against the best. These guys are showing up and showing out, really. We also got guys from Opelousas, Lake Charles, Sam Houston.
All the way down to New Orleans.
The North Shore, Baton Rouge. There was a ton of talent here. This is a great atmosphere, a great opportunity. We joked about it earlier. In each school, they're the big fish in a little pond. Out here, it's just been, it's an ocean out here.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see that. You see everybody that's got that, I don't know, that fire. I talked to some of the kids that are early, and they're ready to get out here and play ball. The rain has hampered things a couple of days. Today, the sun came out, and what a great decision it was for everybody involved to move the game from tomorrow to tonight when it's clear they can play and not be in the elements.
Well, I wanted to showcase the speed, the talent. It's raining out here. You're going to slow things down. I didn't want nobody getting hurt. Every one of these kids are going to play on Saturdays. Every one of them, to some level or not. I'm predicting over half these guys are playing on Sundays in 3 to 4 years from now. There's some real talent in this out here. We have some really good quarterbacks. We have some really good running backs. Tresman Brown. We talked about speed.
Yes.
He is the fastest. I'm daring him to show me he's the fastest guy on this field. He ran a 4.29, a 4.31 at camp this summer. He is by far the fastest guy in the state of Louisiana from Logan School.
Well, we certainly appreciate Andy and Bryson joining us on this, and things starting to get going a little bit early tonight. It looks like we're going to try to talk to Coach McClendon a little bit earlier. Right now, the captains are getting ready to come out onto the field, and you see the ones, Rich, from the red team that are already making their way out.
Yes, sir. As we get things back here from in operation here, 77, Kyler Tedder from Manny is one of the captains. Also, number 5, Charlie Norman from West Monroe. Number 29 for the red team, AJ Gillie from Natchitoches Central. And number 37, Tate Langley, are the captains for the red team. For the blue team, you've got number 30, that is a captain, Dylan Gray from Lakeside. You also have number 76, Cade Foster. Don't know if he's going to be a captain from Buckeye. Trying to see some of the other numbers. I saw Cade there standing next to the ref, but he's not in pads.
No, but he was out doing stretches and warming up with them too. So excited about that. A different approach to tonight too, as we're bringing this game to you commercial free on there, and so you're stuck with Rich and I throughout the entire evening in this one, for better or for worse. Just about 10 or 15 minutes away from kickoff. We do, because we're on the campus of Louisiana College and they have their refs mic'd up.
Test.
just as you saw right there, we do have the officials mic'd up, and so for any calls that he makes tonight, we'll be able to go down on the field to that, which is a mainstay. And a great thing that the Convergence Media Department here at Louisiana College, Rich, is just one of the best you'll find in the country.
Hey, they are, and they complement what we do with Louisiana College football on Saturdays, taking our broadcast audio and putting it with their video, and not many colleges are doing that. But we have that ability here, so we're taking that same opportunity with the Convergence Media Department under the leadership of Jeff Young, and doing that for Louisiana College, doing it tonight for the Gridiron Bowl game. And so we're just glad to be able to bring it to you tonight.
Sort of an all-star crew that they have over there. And, of course, you've got Randy James, the voice of the Pineville Rebels and Louisiana College Wildcats, is in the house doing the public address, and he does a fantastic job. You know, Coach Bryson wanted me to mention the folks at CC's Pizza tonight. They sponsored and supplied the food for the kids the first night I know of, and then another as well. And so he was certainly grateful to the community that came together as it did there towards the tail end of it. Of everything. A lot of great things. You heard Andy Bryson speak of course, the quarterback situation for the blue team, I think, is one that a lot of folks would love to see. Landon Moon, which 6'2", 190 quarterback out of Logansport. He is number 2 for the blue team. And then Adam Blanchard, he's a little left-handed quarterback out of St. John, 6 foot 185. He's 6 foot on the roster. I didn't see him at 6 foot while I was down on the field, but we'll see about that. But just a great throwing arm from the left-hand side, and I see the officials are getting out towards midfield, and we will have our camera down there. Of course, we do have our referee that is mic'd up in there. Rich, it's a great night for football. What a great choice and decision to move the game back a day. Rain seems to be involved in everything that we do in Pineville these days, and Louisiana College football in general. But the forethought to have Coach Charles come in and do that. We're going to go down on the field now as you see the coin toss and the captains coming into your screen.
Right after the coin toss. Got it. All right, brother, you bet.
Honorary captain for the coin toss tonight is United States Air Force veteran Robert Parfit. 22 years in the United States Air Force. He is from the Vet Center. 6 deployments, including 3 tours in Afghanistan. Robert, we thank you for your service.
Just now awaiting the coin toss, and he tested his mic and then didn't turn it on once we got down there. So you see that going on. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Rich, he did check it, and they're doing the coin toss down there. And if I've heard it one time, I've heard it 100. Coach McClendon said he lost the coin toss for the first draft pick.
So it appears that the blue has won the toss, and they want the football.
Well,
Maybe not.
In talking with Coach Dunn a little bit earlier today and Coach McClendon, is that they want to get it and let's go. Coach McClendon said he plays a lot in the style of Coach Dennis Dunn. A lot of their offenses have similarities on there, and the one thing that I told both of them and they smiled about was that you're going to see a lot of points put up there. We're going to go down now to our national anthem. And there is our national anthem. And Rich, hearing that in late December, you know, we've always wanted, you doing the work for Pineville and me doing it for Ash, wanted to call a game in December. Of course, that would be in the state championships in the Dome, but here we are getting a feel of December football.
Well, it's a great opportunity, and, you know, it's been great to watch these young men on social media, you know, that putting the announcements of being selected. You know, we saw that all over Twitter. We saw that all over Facebook. But you know, putting those announcements out there of being selected to play in a bowl game. So quite an honor.
Absolutely it is, and what an honor. You see the guys in the red to the near side, they're huddling up and going through their prayer, and you see the blue team, and now the blue team is making their way out there. They're going to receive the football, and we're going to be a little slow on the numbers tonight because, well, we just don't know them, but as we go in there, Jaquez Jones, number 16 out of Captain Shreve, is back deep to receive for the blue team. He is joined by No, he's back there solo, and we'll see who's handling the kickoff duties for the red team. Looks to be 50. Nope. Rich, I'll let you help me get that number down there. It's 79 that's kicking off, and that's going to be Caden Reynolds out of Ash. Kicking from the 40 is where he's going to be kicking it from. And
not his normal number, so I get that you didn't pick up on that.
That's right. See the helmet? He does have the Ash Trojan helmet on, and if it's been anything like Caden all year, then the return man doesn't really matter because he's going to put this one in the back of the end zone. But Jaquez Jones is the return man back for the blue team. The official marks it ready for play. We are playing college rules tonight, so it will be 4 15-minute quarters, unlike the high school level that we normally call. Caden Reynolds tees it up, puts a foot into it, and the LGF All-Star Bowl is underway. And Caden Reynolds finds about 2 yards deep, and that's going to be a touchback for Caden Reynolds.
Unlike in college when you can run it out, so you know that is a
little high school college combo on there. Well, we're getting the blue team, and we're going to see a lot of action out of there. The blue team is going to be quarterbacked by either Landon Moon or Adam Blanchard. A difference between the two of them in a couple of inches. They're both about the same size as stature is. Landon will be number 2. Adam Blanchard will be number 4.
So number 2 will be the starter.
And that is Landon Moon out of Logansport. Has just a big-time arm. He is in the backfield with number 8. Freddie Mango out of Delta Charter, probably one of the best running backs in the state of Louisiana. 2 receivers to the near side, to the top. Mango does get the handoff coming around to the near side. Going to make a man miss, get about 8 yards on the first down play. We'll bring up second. Ball is picked up and ran, but was blown dead.
Linebacker number 37, Tate Langley out of Iota, making the tackle.
That's the one that we've heard about all week long. You know, his dad, Trey, played at LSU under DiNardo and actually played a stint in the NFL as well.
Offensive lineman.
Handoff goes to Mango. Mango looking to the other side of it this time, cuts back, and it's hit there in the middle of the field. It's going to pick up enough for the first down. Getting the running game going, and I think it's just loosening things up, Rich, because they're going to come out throwing the ball a good bit tonight.
Tripped up by number 43, James Monroe out of Opelousas Catholic.
Substitutions now as Landon's getting some. He's got a new running back in there. That new running back is number 6, Tresmond Brown. Tresmond Brown has been in the backfield with Moon all year long, as he also is from Logansport. Moon back to pass, a little bit of play action. He's looking to run. He's getting pressured and is going to be brought down. What a fantastic play right there. You see on the screen number 45 of the red.
Dion McNeil from Bastrop, 6'2", 245.
Yeah, Dion McNeil coming up. And you see what the young man Moon brings to it. He can throw the ball, which we've yet to see. In warm-ups we saw it. But it is a loss. Actually, they're going to give him a loss of a yard on that. Will make it second down and 11 out from the 35. 13:34 to go here, first quarter. Just underway in the Louisiana Gridiron football all-star game. 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. Handoff does go up the middle. That is Tresmond Brown. Brown getting to the outside is brought down at the 40-yard line.
And chasing him down from middle of the field to the sideline was number 67, Kyrie Morrison, defensive back from West Feliciana. So when your DBs are coming up to make the tackle, they say that's not a good thing.
And the numbering system that's out there, you've got number 71 out at corner. That's Tyron Henderson. He is a DB, and he's out wide. So the numbers will have to get adjusted too, because you don't really look at them. Handoff goes to the near side. Actually, that is Mango, and he's finding some room to the far side of the field out to the 44-yard line, which will bring up 4th down. And an all-star game decision coming up.
Yeah, Tate Langley again, the linebacker from Iota, in to make the tackle.
4th and 1, and I don't see a situation where we punt the football in this game.
Are there even any punters on the roster?
The 3 kickers are doing double duty, and I'll tell you a little bit about their coach as well. A little Wildcat action. No, Moon's got it himself. He's going to be close, but I don't know that he's going to get it. He's going to be about a couple inches short if I'm seeing things correctly.
2 chain links short of the first down.
And they are measuring. That is a turnover on downs. The red team has held, and they will have a short field, 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. And somebody looking to get a hold of you.
I don't know.
So you saw a lot of run out of that. I don't believe the ball was put up in the air one time in a game that all week long we saw that they were going to be passing.
Admittedly, though, the weather playing a part when they arrived.
I'm there for you. Let's check and see who the first quarterback is, and that is Pineville Rebel Ben West that is in the shotgun. Handoff is fake, play action, and there's Ben going over the top and got the first completion of tonight's ball game. That is out to number 19 for the red team in Jared Simpson. Jared Simpson, the wide receiver out of Vidalia, Louisiana, 6'1", 191 as he moves the chain. That was West, your quarterback. Trying to check and see who he's got in the backfield with him. We'll get that number. West fakes the pass and shows his legs that he certainly has. Makes a good spin move before he is brought down at the 15-yard line. It is going to be enough for a first down. That's number 5 in the backfield with him, Charlie Norman out of West Monroe.
Tackle made by number 64, defensive back from Carver Collegiate, Ronnie Gray.
Big pickup there for Ben West, showing his legs. 17-yard pickup. First down now inside the red zone. West rolling to the near side, looking to throw. Got a man wide open. Touchdown for the red team. Complete in the end zone, and that is the young man out of Sulphur that we talked about, number 15, Gage Rapp. They said he has one of the that's the one that Coach Justin Charles is looking at. Said that if he could get him on here, could be a difference maker right away, and we see that.
Well, I like the way he dragged across that end zone as he is coming in now as the holder for the PAT.
On to kick is Reese Altman. He is out of West Monroe, and we saw him a couple of times this year. Altman, a very good kicker, gets this one up as there is no blitzing on the kick, and that is up, and it is good. 7-0. The touchdown pass from Ben West to Gage Rapp went 15 yards, and that's the first score. The PAT was added by Reese Altman out of West Monroe, Rich. And so your Pineville Rebel quarterback looks pretty sharp right there.
Well, one thing to be said, he knows Coach Dennis Dunn, so, from the offensive standpoint, so whatever play he called, he knew how to execute that very well. And, you give them the ball at the 49-yard line of your side of the field. It was a short field to begin with, so you pop them quick. And that's exactly what they did to complete what was a 3-play, 44-yard drive total, and Gage Rapp with the pass.
Reese Altman now on for the kick. We saw Caden Reynolds at first. And back deep to receive for the blue team once again is number 18, Devin Thierry from Opelousas Catholic, it looked like, is the return man this time. And there's a short little high kick. It's going to bounce around a 30, and it's going to be loosened on the ground. Blue team will fall on it at the 29-yard line. That is number 60 for the blue team, and that is Trey Eddins Jr. out of Sterlington.
Again, ball loose there, and some of these guys are playing positions they're not used to playing, especially as it relates to special teams. And as we see Jacob Sylvia being the ball boy. Let
me tell you a little something about Jacob Sylvia that I saw today. He was out there just goofing around, as Jacob Sylvia does, being Jacob on there, and pretty good arm, and he was lobbying for a 5th year, a redshirt year, if you will. Back at the high school, he said, "Coach, I can throw the ball," and they just sent him on back. So, anyway, Jacob, a great kid. Back in at quarterback now is the left-hander Adam Blanchard, and he throws one out quick that is complete to the far side, and that is number 78 for the blue team is Kelvion Williams out of Huntington, the 5'11", 172-pound receiver out of Huntington.
He was quickly hit by defensive back number 69, Philip Jackson out of Bastrop.
Everybody is numerically ordered. The even numbers are on the blue team. Handoff goes up the middle to number 10. Number 10 for the blue team is Jalen Brown. He is out of Ascension Episcopal.
Nice open field tackle by Tron Clark, defensive lineman from Patterson.
Again, the defense of the red team is come to play in this one. Just 1 yard on this one.
Moving to the ball, yes.
They're doing that. So look at the Blanchard looking at the near side, and he's trying to find somebody that you've made familiarity with. He's got 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top, and 1 man in the backfield. Blanchard dropping back to pass. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be twisted around and brought down on a huge defensive play right there. That is number 41 of the red, Adrian Brickham out of Varnado.
With the sack.
So nice job there, grabbing the jersey, not letting him get away, and making the tackle for the red team.
And so I stand corrected. We do have a kicker out there. It is Nolan Heitmeyer, the only kicker on the blue roster. He is out of Holy Cross. Matt Guth was out working with the kickers this week, and so I had asked him if there were any Golden Boot candidates. He said we'll have to wait and see. Good punt by Heitmeyer, the kicker. And that one rolls around, looking to just get out of the way is the call that is made there. You saw back deep to receive was number 19. That was Jared Simpson, and it'll be the second offensive possession, Rich, for the red team.
Good familiarity for Dennis Dunn. He's got Dane Reeves, one of his assistant coaches from Pineville, who was a star slot receiver here at Louisiana College, helping him, as well as Darren Moore, former head football coach at False River, that came back home to Pineville this past football season to be offensive line coach for Coach Dunn. So a little familiarity there amongst the coaches for the red team.
Well, we see Kam Aucoin in the game now out of Iota, and he's got a toss back to the back, and just a big run right there, number 11. Making things happen. That is Jarius Board out of Franklin. Says, how do you do?
He trucked 2 would-be tacklers before being brought down at the 35. So just short of the 35, a 4-yard pickup. But that first yard will be remembered.
It was a tough one. Second down, and they give him 5 on the play, it looks like, out at the 35-yard line. Remember, that is Kam Aucoin out of Iota, who is in there. He's got number 7, Cameron Booker, the big guy out of Jonesboro-Hodge at running back. Does a little inside handoff to the wide receiver, though, and that's going to go nowhere. On the handoff was 13, Brandon Quinney out of Ash, getting his first touch of the game out of Alexandria Senior High School.
And again, excellent pursuit by the blue team here. 52, Aaron Benfield from E.D. White. Nice tackle by the linebacker.
Haven't seen the deep ball yet, and we saw a lot of that in the warm-ups. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the near side, and running out and still looking forward, just going to dump the ball away is Kam Aucoin, and that will bring up 4th down. If I butcher these names south of I-10, just bear with me.
He was trying to get away, was Aucoin from number 46, Devin Charles, the defensive lineman from LCA, who was in pursuit.
Back to kick now. Looks like it's going to be Reese Altman, who did some punting duties for West Monroe this year as well. So a good stand by that blue defensive team, Coach McClendon and his staff.
Especially after giving up that touchdown when you came up short on downs at midfield and you gave the red team such a short field. It was nice to get that defensive stop as Altman got the kick away.
Kick is up, and it's just going to bounce around. And, you know, that's the one thing. You're not going to see a lot of returns in this game. The returns are live, but the rush is not. And so you just drop back in coverage in a game like this, and you won't see a big punt return for a touchdown.
And you won't see blitzing either as far
That's
as the
correct.
defense is concerned. And, you know, but
that was one of the coaches in their first meeting when they had the coaches draft, because not only did they draft the players in this game, you saw Coach Dunn and Coach McClendon, they're picking their coaches as they go, getting them an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator. And, of course, Dunn had the luxury of bringing a couple of his coaches with him that you talked about.
Yeah, being here at home. So blue team back with the ball for the second time, trailing the red team by a score of 7-0.
Landon Moon has it. He's got 2 men in the backfield with him, Freddie Mango being the man to the near side. And they're going to run a little bit of an option, and it's a shovel inside, and he is brought down hard.
Number 43
Mango.
for the red team, James Monroe, Opelousas Catholic defensive lineman. Slung him forward, which helped him pick up another extra yard or two, but still a very forceful tackle there, but a nice pickup of 6 yards on the play.
Checking into the game is number 26, Lucas McWilliams. He is that big 6'6", 230 tight end out of Rosepine that Andy Bryson said is the best-kept secret in the state of Louisiana. Handoff goes to the middle of the field, and he's going to get the first down is Mango. He's going to be out Freddie Mango out of Delta Charter. And, again, one of the better running backs in the state of Louisiana. If you'll remember, Freddie Mango has committed to Tulane.
Yeah, very nice, just running downhill, burst of speed, and before you know it, he's past that defensive line into the secondary. Nice running there.
Tresmond Brown now in the backfield with Moon. Handoff does go to Brown. Brown looking for some room on the outside. Is going to get a yard, maybe two, out inside red team territory out to the 47-yard line, and it will be 2nd down and 6.
Tate Langley again in there defensively for that red team. We see him in that linebacker, that Mike linebacker area that just doing a great job of going to wherever he sees that football going.
Moon's got 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the left, to the near, and just hands it back off to his man Tresmond Brown. And there's that familiarity that you talked about when you've got a guy in your backfield that has been with you the entire season.
Backside pursuit by 53, Larry Scott from just over in Faraday. So again, chasing the running back down as he was stretching it out from hash mark to sideline.
We've got 6.5 to go here in the first quarter play. It is 7-0 red team on top. 3rd down and 4 now for Landon Moon and that blue team offense. He has Freddie Mango in the backfield with him. Moon handoff to Mango. Mango's going to stretch and just dive forward and get that first down.
Again, what we've seen with Mango, and that was Smart and Coach McClendon coming back to him after he had went out the play before. You're not going to get him on the first arm that reaches out there to tackle him, and most of the time he's already past you. And so Tulane is certainly picking up a nice athlete at number 8.
Indeed, they are 6'1", 205, and he runs every bit of that. Mango stays in the game with Landon Moon. A couple of receiver checks. You got Stewart out there from General Trost to the near side. Not a big guy, but is very fast. Also out to the near side is Johnson out of Iota. Back in comes Moon. Fakes a handoff. It's play action. He's looking down the field. There's one of those deep passes, and just great defensive play out there. And that is 63 is the DB, but that is Tyson Ford, Rich out of Newman.
And just, Isadore Newman put some nice athletes out, but he was right there with him and went over the back to make a play on the ball and, take away that opportunity.
Following the incompletion, it will be 2nd down and 10-yard marker says first, but we're going to say second here.
Threw me for a second, thought I missed a penalty or something.
Moon does hand the ball off, kind of an H-back gets it, and he bangs his way down. That's number 12 is Joshua Jones out of Berwick High School.
And throwing his body in the middle of that to take the legs out from under him is Sam Houston, senior Colby Wiersema making the nice open
easy for
field
you to
tackle.
say.
Yes.
5:30 and counting here in the first quarter of the inaugural Louisiana Gridiron football game. I am Doug Gann alongside of Rich Dupree. So happy to have you listening out there in Facebook land. This game will be uploaded on YouTube as well. That handoff goes to the inside once again. Second consecutive carry for Joshua Jones, and he's going to grind out 4 or 5 yards, give him 5 officially.
Linebacker from Manny, who played down in the Dome in the state championship game, number 77, Kyler Tedder, making the tackle.
2nd down and 5 now for the blue team. As you know, you throw everything out the window and you think there's going to be a lot of back and forth, and here we come up with a time-consuming, grinding it out drive from McClendon.
Certainly good to see for them as they trail 7-0.
Jalen Brown now in at running back. There's a play action by Moon, finds nobody open. He's pursued in the backfield and going to get dropped back there. 2nd sack for the red team.
James Monroe, number 43 from Opelousas Catholic, was the one that got a hold of the QB's jersey and said, I like that color. Let me drag it to the ground.
You know, a lot of times at the end of these games, you'll see the guys switch jerseys. I think he was trying to grab that one right away.
Yeah, he said, I like number 2, and for sack number 2. Thank you very much.
3rd down and 15 now for the blue team. You know, Coach McClendon and that group want to try to get some points on the board here. Their first possession was really a quick one as they went out of there on a turnover on downs. Now spreading the field is that offense, and Moon, you got 2 receivers spread to the near side. Moon back to pass, looking to the near side, and just misdirection, and that's why a lot of throws are not put up. You've got a receiver that's running across and a quarterback throwing an out.
Yeah, Kelvon Williams from Huntington, went right when he should have went left, and unfortunately that did not work out. But you're kind of in that you're out of field goal range. It's 4th and 14. You're at the 33.
Somewhere there's an all-star kicker down there saying, Coach, I can hit a 50-yarder off turf.
That's right, toward the
Pine Street end zone.
Yeah.
Moon back to pass with a play action. Big blitz, though, escapes the pressure early. Spinning around, twisting and running, being chased, though. He's going to go down on this one. Great job of running around by Landon Moon, but even a better job by that red team defense.
Yeah, finally, number 47 was amongst the trio of red team guys chasing him. Tron Clark from Patterson will be credited with the sack. But in that case, he's running for his life.
He's trying to do something. And just to talk about what we talked about a little bit earlier, there is no blitzing in the game, but those 4 defensive linemen go get it. Their job is to go get the quarterback, and they can do whatever they want. They're not going to play 7-on-7 and just let him sit back and throw the ball.
And to their credit, without the blitzing aspect that we normally see of high school and college, they've got 3 sacks in their back pocket. Does the red team as they now become the offense.
Ben West back in at quarterback, drops back looking over the field, and that ball is caught and spun around and complete. And what a catch, a great pass and catch. That is number 17 to the red team, Dorian Harris. And that's the other one that we talked about that had all of the speed. I think Coach Charles here at Louisiana College said if he could get Dorian Harris and Gage Rapp, he said he thought he could contend for a national championship here.
Speaking of Rapp, tackle made by number 82, T.J. Blanche of Bastrop.
Ben West now 3 of 3 at quarterback. Hands this one off to number 9 on the inside of it. Number 9 is Seth Shirley, running back out of Rosepine, 6 foot 180. Good-looking specimen back there at running back.
Again, just a great moving of the ball, just moving the chains. Red team for Coach Dennis Dunn doing just that. Signals coming in from the sideline here, so even incorporating some signals into the play during this All-Star Bowl.
Ben West looking over that offense from the shotgun, calls for it, drops back, straight pass, going over the top. He is going to Gage, and Gage gets twisted around, and there's going to be 2 flags on that one. And let me tell you, that's about the only way that you can keep Gage Rapp from going to the house.
Well, unfortunately, number 74, Calvin Watson from Walker, he got tangled up with his arms, and don't know if Mr. Gage would have been able to bring that in or not, but unfortunately, Walker, the Walker defense.
We have a pass interference on the defense, 15-yard penalty.
It was at that
first down.
it was at that point that they reminded him to turn the mic on, and we certainly appreciate the job that these officials are doing in this ball game tonight. It's an all-star crew put together as well. Following that penalty, it is first down, and the red team back in the blue side of the field. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. West has a man behind him. And beforehand, we're going to get
procedure call on the red team.
Tried to give the white hat the opportunity to get a little air time as well, and got to hit the button, but that's all right. Backs them up 5 yards following the 15-yard penalty on here, and somebody desperately trying to get a hold of us up in the press box. You see in the backfield now, it is West. He's got Charlie Norman, the running back out of West Monroe, back in the backfield. Just 5'8", 185, but he is a load when he gets to running the ball, and he's got it now looking at the outside, and there's that speed that made West Monroe successful as they were. Pickup of 9. He'll get back all the penalty yardage, plus about 5 down to the 28-yard line.
Thank goodness for Byron Lockhart of the blue team. Otherwise, he may still be running, as the DB from Walker High School made the tackle.
What an explosive first step, though, that Charlie Norman had to get into that second level. Ben West has 2 receivers to the near side, a man in the slot and 1 far on the inside handoff, and that's met by that blue interior line quickly. That was number 11. Looks like we're going to have an official's timeout. And Andy Bryson coming out on the field now with Coach Dunn and having to. And that's when when you own the bowl game, you can come out onto the field if you want to.
And they're going to bring both coaches out
and the officials. And no, he's not going to turn his mic on where I can hear this, and I'm not a real good lip reader. We are bringing you the Louisiana Gridiron Football All-Star Bowl game. I am Doug Gann alongside of my broadcast partner of a lot of years, Rich Dupree. And Rich, what do you think so far here in the first quarter play?
Well, it's very impressive to see the talent that we know is out here, teams that we hear about, schools that we hear about, and even players that we hear about. And now to see them on this stage of where you and I call college games all during the fall, it's great to see them here. It's great to be able to host this. I am considering that they only had very limited 3 practices in 2 days, and one of those was indoors, inside the Pineville Convention Center at Country Inn and Suites. That's not a lot of practice time to be able to execute like they're executing.
They call that the indoor practice facility.
Yeah, that's probably the first time it's ever been called that.
And banquet room, that's right.
Yeah.
Following that loss, it is 3rd down and 7. Unsure of what the discussion was, but Ben West has Norman in the backfield with him. 3 receivers to the near side. Toss sweep and goes to Norman. Norman pulled up like he might have thought about throwing it, but drags it in and goes down at the 29-yard line. You got a couple of kickers, Coach Rich, that can make it from here. I don't know if they'll send out a field goal kicker here. I know the field goal kickers are asking for it, but
already up by a score of 7-0. We'll see what they do here.
West in that offense staying out there. He brings Charlie Norman back in at running back with him. A couple of yards picked up by Norman on the prior carry. Make it 4th down and 6 from the 29-yard line of the blue. First 4th down opportunity. Brandon Quinney moves in motion just a little bit to make a tight formation. West back to pass. Play action drills that one over as he is drilled, and that's incomplete. Going to be a turnover on downs for the blue team. A stop right there that they desperately needed.
West knew he was going to get hit, he just had to get rid of that ball. Unfortunately, it was behind the intended receiver in Gage, and
probably looked like the first incompletion for West on that one.
I think you're correct. He 3 of 4 for 40 yards and has that touchdown to Gage. that Gage Rapp.
Number 4, Adam Blanchard.
A minute one left here, first quarter of play from Wildcat Field, Pineville, Louisiana, on the campus of Louisiana College. It is 7-0 Red. Blue has the ball, and the handoff goes right up the middle. And again, I'm going to tell you, this Red defense is solid. That was number 6 on the carry for the Blue, Tresman Brown.
Linebacker out of Northwest High School, number 57, Chad Sam, with the wham of a hit.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Second down and 9, pickup of a yard. In at quarterback now is Blanchard. Blanchard, the left-handed quarterback for the Blue team. He is back there with Tresman Brown. Blanchard looking to throw, does hit the slot receiver, but it goes in and out of the hands. And that's that big arm that we talked about from Blanchard right there. It was incomplete to Stewart out of General Trask. That ball got on him in a hurry.
Yeah, just behind him, and again, quarterback in a position where he had to get rid of it quickly on the slant, but incomplete pass makes it 3rd down and 9.
3rd and 9 it is from the 20, check that, the 30-yard line. As we're at 25 seconds to go here, first quarter of play. Clock stop following that incompletion. Black to pass is Blanchard. Blanchard getting one over the middle, but it's completed to a man in red. And that's the only problem, is that Blanchard's throwing for the Blue team. That is number 57, Chad Sam, that we just talked about.
So nice pick. And again, between Sam and Langley, both of those guys playing that linebacker position extraordinaire for the Red team. They're the home team,
yes,
if you will, on this sideline for Coach Dunn, who roamed this sideline for 10 years here at Louisiana College, before going over to Pineville High School 2 seasons ago. Again, the Red team getting the ball on the Blue side of the field here at the 33.
And now Kam Aucoin back in at quarterback. He picks up a low snap. He's going over the top of the field, and it's going to be picked off by the Blue team. And that is number 58, it looks like, and he's got a lot of room. 50, 40, 30, 20, going to be a pick 6 for number 58.
Ryan Lockhart from Walker got that at around the 20 and took it all the way back. So, that gets the Blue team not only on the scoreboard, but gets them back in the ball game, Doug.
Absolutely. Now just a PAT away from tying this thing up, Rich. And, the one thing for the Blue team is there were 3 kickers today, or here this week. 2 of them were on the Red team, 1 of them's on the Blue team. No rotating positions over there for the Blue team. Kicker Nolan Heitmeyer out of Holy Cross. So he is on to try to tie this one up. What a big change of momentum right there, as Heitmeyer tees this one up, looking for the equalizer.
We'll check for sure, but an 80-yard pick 6.
Kick is up into the Pine Street end zone, and it is good. We're tied at 7 here as we're looking to creep out of this first quarter. What a big play that was right there. Aucoin has yet to complete a pass today, except the one now that just went 80 yards the other way on the pick 6 on here. So, we talked about that. We saw a lot of that in the practice as well, is that the games were just the defenses were able to roam. Because you're not blitzing, you've got more people in coverage right there, and they took advantage of it. So back-to-back interceptions. The one for Sam and the Blue team went, no, check that. That was Byron Lockhart for the Blue team that took that to the house.
Yeah, a 5'10", 185-pound defensive back out of Walker. And he didn't walk her there. He ran her all the way back.
He ran her to the house. 7-7, Red and the Blue going at this. You've been saving this up for a lot of years, haven't you?
Yeah,
I know you have.
I got to do color more often.
Rich Dupree by my side. I am Doug Gann, bringing you the Louisiana Gridiron Football All-Star Game.
The inaugural game.
The inaugural. Where was I? Yes. Andy Bryson, just a great job of putting all of this together, and his staff was able to talk to a lot this week. And Andy does everything for it. You see him down there taking pictures on the sideline, too. There's a squib kick on the kickoff from Heitmeyer, and somebody from the Red team needs to get on it. They do at the 20 and out to the 25, as that will be the final play of the first quarter. And we're going to keep it right here.
Yeah, it was really, no commercials. It was really interesting to watch the up line, which I'm sure are more defensive guys that are in there to block, they just let the football go right on by them. And they're like, I'm not touching that thing. And but hey, this is again such a great experience. It's good to see a very good crowd here, considering two things. One, this was not expected.
That's right.
This is something that was announced about a month ago as being official. And so, that part of it was good, to have a crowd here. But then plus the game was supposed to be at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Yes.
So for the working parent and working family members, you find out yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, that we're moving the game. You got to adjust your travel plans because outside of a few locals, most of the folks had to travel a good hour or more to get here. So.
And, Rich, that's the beauty of the being able to come to this game, and that's one thing that the folks at Louisiana Gridiron football have to be happy about. If this game was played down in New Orleans or Baton Rouge or somewhere, those folks up north aren't going to be able to make it down on such quick notice on there. 1st and 10 as we get ready to start the second quarter of play. We're tied at 7. Ben West in at quarterback brings a man in motion. Handoff is going to go right up the middle to the Jonesboro-Hodge running back number 7. That is Kameron Booker. Cameron Booker on the carry, gets 5 yards on the play.
So again, switching ends of the field, blue team tackle made by number 72, Javon Moore out of General Trask.
Confused by blue team's number 46 out there, Devin Charles. He's got the blue jersey, but it's about halfway up under the numbers and a red undershirt below that one. So looks like he might go both ways, both teams out there tonight. Ben West at 2nd and 5 drops back to pass, dumps off a little screen that is bobbled around, and that was intended for number 19. Number 19 is Jared Simpson out of Vidalia.
Again, good to see blue defense. E.D. White linebacker Aaron Benfield in to help break things up.
3rd down and 6, and Randy James on the PA doing what he always does, getting this crowd into it. The crowd tonight, Rich, I'm telling you, it's cold, but they're having a good time. But it's almost New Year's Eve, so they're doing that. West sprints out to the near side, looks to throw, hits the second man through, in and out of the hands of number 17, Dorian Harris. But the man on the plan was number 86.
66.
Check that, 66.
Making the play, Seth Mitchell Leger. It went through his hands as well. Right. So, both defender and receiver had a shot at it. But Leger from Iota really broke that play up toward the red sideline.
Reese Altman out of West Monroe back on to punt here. The red team scrimmages it from the 33-yard line, 4th down and 6. And we'll see, of course, no blitz. That allows the coverage team to get down a little bit more. Altman takes his time, rugby-style type of kick, and gets this one off. And that ball is going to roll down around the 40-yard line, not take much of a roll at all, if any. 14:04, we are early on in the second quarter of play here from Wildcat Field on the campus of Louisiana College in Pineville, Louisiana, for the inaugural Louisiana Gridiron Football All-Star Bowl game. And I can't think of a better place I'd rather be on a Friday night than calling a game like this, Rich.
Yeah, I didn't. Again, we go back to not knowing that we were going to get this opportunity to broadcast another high school game together, and it's just so good to see Louisiana Gridiron Football, which you can go to their website, which is LouisianaGridironFootball.com, and find out much more about this magazine and what it does to feature young men all across our state.
Blue team quarterback back in there is number 2, Landon Moon. This time it's handoff, and there is going to be a flag on the play. Perhaps
multiple parachutes come flying
That
in.
was Jalen Brown out of Ascension Episcopal. You're going to get holding against the offense.
10 yards from the end of the run, repeat.
1st down.
All right, we'll get back to adjusting there because a while he had not turned on his mic. I think they got that
the
corrected.
one time you take for granted that he's not.
And now he's not turning it off, but we'll get him. It's early. It's early in this one. Holding is going to set the blue team back just a bit. Look, Rich, for some type of a screen or a draw out of here, you got to believe. Landon Moon, who is 1 of 3, just 6 yards passing. His counterpart, Adam Blanchard, just 1 of 3 as well for 2 yards. So in a game that I thought there'd be a lot of yards passing, there have been just a few.
Not yet, but I think we'll see
a little
some.
filling out process.
Yeah.
Moon has 2 to the near side, 2 to the far side.
Busted
Penalty
play.
flag goes to the far side, and that ball's just going to get thrown out of bounds. It looked like Moon wanted to toss the ball to someone, and there was no one there to get it.
Right, it was a busted play from the beginning, and I think was intended to be a running play, but no one took the quarterback.
Not enough men on the line of scrimmage, 5 yards.
And this is one of those penalties, Rich, that you find not enough minutes. It's just a couple of days into it, getting the systems, not knowing exactly where you need to be. A receiver wanting to make sure there's not too many men on the line of scrimmage, and so one of them, just too many of them had backed up.
And unfortunately for the blue team, they're going back the wrong way on consecutive penalties.
They are, and it's 2nd and 26. It looks like normally we have the cheat sheet there on the scoreboard and don't see it.
And something that came in late here was that the play went on and it was a busted play, but Dennis Dunn declines the penalty, which was his choice. So.
Which will make it 2nd and 22 now. And so they take the down, lose the penalty.
Instead of 1st and 27.
Moon back to pass. He's got a man out of the backfield that's released. That ball is caught and then dropped after he caught it. So it's a completed pass, but then fumbled out of bounds right back at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Well, you've heard the adage, if you've listened to football at any time, just trying to find a handle on it. He was not successful, was number 8 of the blue team, in trying to find that handle. Unfortunately, he caught it, but then in trying to secure it, it rolled out of bounds.
That was Freddie Mango, of course, on that one. Now Landon's got 3rd and 22. The DBs for the red team sent back just a little bit. This ball is going through, showing that arm and in and out of the hands. What a great job defensively by number 20. No, check that, number 71. 71 of the red team is Tyron Henderson out of Baker.
Using nice defense to stay right there with the pass intended down that sideline, which was a nice airing out. I mean, he dropped it right in there. Unfortunately,
it's just good defensive plays. I mean, you're playing against 11 all-stars on the other side of it, and this is what that next level is going to be like. The punt is up from Heitmeyer out of Holy Cross and puts a high booming kick there. And this one's going to roll and take a big blue team bounce inside the 20-yard line and making Coach Guth proud of him over there.
Inside the 20.
Be down at the 19-yard line, where we are all tied up at 7 with 13:03 remaining first half.
This Guth that we speak about, of course, is a punter premier out of Louisiana College, was a senior last year, Matt Guth, and understand that he will be joining Coach Charles's coaching staff next year.
Yes, as working toward his as a graduate assistant, right? And will be a valuable part of our special teams.
As he has been for a number of years. In at quarterback now is Aucoin. His last pass was taken to the house by the blue team. Snap is bobbled, and it's on the ground, and it's going to be picked up, it looks like, by a red offensive lineman. In fact, he does have it, the offensive lineman, number 35, and I just get cracked up at these numbers. Aaron McDaniel out of Oakdale. Have you ever seen a number 35, Rich, that was 6'3", 310?
Not recently, so it's been a while.
Loss of 7 on there. Aucoin has 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. He's going to throw the ball out of the backfield. That pass is complete, but going to be just a pickup of 4 or 5 yards on there. Back to the original line of scrimmage and the yardage that was lost. That pass was completed to number 5, Charlie Norman. So Charlie, the West Monroe running back, doing a good job catching that ball out of the backfield.
Again, we mentioned that these teams limited practice time. They checked in Wednesday evening. It was already starting to be inclement. They practiced indoors Thursday morning, got out here at LC a little bit Thursday afternoon, and then this morning.
Aucoin back to pass, but there is a penalty flag. Pass is complete, and going nowhere on that is there is a loss of 7. That wide receiver screen, that was Gage Rapp on that, and we'll see what the call is, but I've got to believe it's going to be declined.
Mitchell AJ making the tackle, the DB from Iota.
Heard his name a few times tonight as well.
We have.
You know, the good thing about there being just about 40 guys out there.
Not enough men on the line of scrimmage on the offense. Penalty decline. 4th down.
So another 3 and out for the red team, who took that early 7-0 lead, but Blues fought their way back.
Yes, they have. And you see Reese Altman back there, the kicker out of West Monroe. His specialty is kickoffs and extra points. Not really used to punting a lot. He's having to do it with his heels at the goal line now. And so the 2 deep guys are just at the 45-yard line of the red, just around that Wildcat logo at midfield. There'll be no rush on him, so Altman will get a chance to get this one away. Gets a high kick, and this one is the fair catch signal is there, but ball just skips away, and the red team's going to let it roll around. Give him about 50 yards on that punt time it's all said and done.
Again, this is the inaugural Louisiana Gridiron Football All-Star Game, bowl game. That's an invitation only to 80 plus athletes, seniors at high schools from one end of the state to the other, put on by the founder of Louisiana Gridiron Football and former LSU assistant Andy Bryson, among the folks that are helping make all of this happen. And again, we're excited to be able to bring you this inaugural game from the campus of Louisiana College.
Back in it, quarterback now, Landon Moon, quarterback out of Logansport. He's got Freddie Mango in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top. 11:36 here until halftime. Handoff goes. Oh, it's a little trickeration there as the flip is made back to the far side. And he's got a chance to get through that seam and does. Going to be at the 20, 15, 10, 5, brought down. And we will get, that is number 58 of the blue team, Byron.
That's number 58, Byron.
Byron, is that Byron that's in there offensively? Playing a little bit of both ways there is Byron Lockhart, who, if you'll remember, had the big pick earlier as well. Is that what you have?
Well, I was going for the tackle made by number 57, Chad Sam, made the saving tackle.
I was confused with the numbers, and there you go see Byron Lockhart. Great wheels for a big man out there. So Landon Moon and this blue team offense looking to take the lead, 1st and goal from the 5. Handoff is to the near side, and he's just going to sprint and get there before anybody else does. What a great run into the end zone. That is Freddie Mango out of Delta Charter, and that gives the blue team their first lead of the game at 13-7. But very impressed, Rich, by number 58, Byron Lockhart, as was lined up at the slot position and took the reverse, if you will, on that one. James McClendon going to the trick bag before his mentor Dennis Dunn does.
Well, and you mentioned a lot of these kids having to play out of position or multiple positions.
Kick is up, and it is good following the high snap. The no blitzing saved them. But anyway, you were talking about being out of position there with these players. They're learning different positions, and they're having fun with it. That's the key, is that these guys out there, and they're wanting to win the game, absolutely. But I think the filling out process is over with, and you're going to start seeing some shots taken, some trick plays, and just ready to go. You see the Louisiana Gridiron Football Bowl. What a beautiful logo that is. What a beautiful city they are in. We are in Pineville, Louisiana. If you are not from this area, not familiar with it, we are right in the middle of the state, located on the Red River. Pineville, Louisiana sits up on a hill, a town of about 15,000 people. Louisiana College, of course, is here inside the city limits, sits on about 80 acres, and what a beautiful 80 acres of pine trees and hills that it is.
Just across the river from Alexandria, so helps you. But what a perfect place to bring all-stars from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west, bring them right here. to Louisiana College here in Pineville. We'll recap the drive for you after this kickoff.
Nolan Heitmeyer teeing this one up. He's got one of the speediest guys in the state, Dorian Harris, back deep to receive, and this could be why they don't kick it to him. That ball squibbed around and is finally picked up at the 27-yard line. It is not Harris that got it, but it's a man. That is number 5, Charlie Norman, running back out of West Monroe, that picked that up. And you see the idea they're not wanting to kick the ball deep to Harris because they know he can change the game instantly.
Recapping the last drive for the blue team, it was 2 plays, 65 yards. Freddie Mango with the 5-yard run. Nolan Heitmeyer, the extra point. But really made possible, as you talked about, by the long run by Lockhart to get them in that position.
You know, you hear the crowd getting into it, and I'm still excited by that. It is really a great crowd in here. Man in motion as West pitches to the near side. Near side is brought down. Running back there is number 11. It looks like Jarius Boyd. Boyd, the man with the carry there.
66 and 56 there early to make the tackle. Mitchell AJ from Iota, and 56 Liam Rowan of Newman High School, both there, along with a couple others to make the tackle.
Well, the red team defensively stood up, made a stop early on the blue team, turned over on downs, and then just a couple of plays on the drive, and Ben West had them in the end zone, but it's been all blue team since that point, 10-20 and counting here until halftime, 14-7. Blue team with the lead. Doug Gant along with Rich Dupree. Ben West back in at quarterback, hands the ball off right up the middle, and that is... looks like that may be Boyd one more time. Check that. That is Charlie Norman.
Tackle made by number 50, U-High linebacker Mark Capola.
See Dennis Dunn in that offense trying to get something going here. Jacob Sylvia down there as ball boy. You see him about the 47-yard line, just back from his trip to Hawaii, playing in that bowl game over there. Not playing, but the opportunity to go over there. Ben West, his Pineville quarterback, zips that ball in there, and what a throw and what a catch. My goodness, what a throw from West and what a catch by Rapp, and some mustard on that ball from West. Looked like one of those fastballs.
That's good enough for a red first down.
Allie, and you and I were talking about this earlier today about Ben West, only getting to play quarterback his senior year at Pineville.
That's right.
But, was slot receiver last year, defensive back the year before that.
Inside handoff is taken. A couple of good cuts there by number 7, Kameron Booker. Booker gets the consecutive first down for the red team, and now a little bit of business going on for Dennis Dunn and his red squad.
But finishing the thought on West, the main thing he's known for is for being an athlete, and when you can be a DB and when you can be a slot receiver and a quarterback, you got to have some special skills, and he is looking, he's very military-minded as well, so looking at some of the academies.
Yes, he is. And this time he keeps it on the fake toss. West cuts back to the middle to the 30. 25 makes a man miss all the way down to the 19-yard line is Ben West. And that is another first down for Dennis Dunn and his red squad.
So the red team, which had a couple of 3-and-outs,
right,
now really showing some life, coming back, marching down the field, and putting themselves in position just under 9 minutes remaining in this first half. 2
receivers to the top, 2 to the near side. That is Rapp that comes in motion, and that is a busted play. And before the snap, there is a false start, it looks like.
We got a false start. Offense, 5 yards, still first down.
That's probably, Rich, if I've got to tell you, the best thing that could have happened to the red team right there, because West was looking to toss the ball to Rapp on that kind of inside receiver screen or jet sweep, and it would have lost the yardage. But now they recap first down or save first down. Although losing 5, you keep the down. 1st and 15. West in there at quarterback has Seth Shirley behind him now, number 9. And West rolls to the near side, looking to throw, turns his body around, and he hits one of his favorite targets in Gage Rapp. And we can see why Coach Justin Charles is so high on this young man out of Sulphur.
And Gage Rapp wrapped up by number 70, Austin Benoit. Or Benoit, maybe.
Depends on where, if he's from North Louisiana or South Louisiana.
He's from Welsh, so I'm going to say Benoit.
It's Benoit, then that's what we're going to go with.
Yeah, and so Benoit and from Welsh, the defensive back wrapping up Gage.
West in at quarterback, and he's going to hand the ball off to number 9. Cuts back to the inside.
Nice
what
move.
A good jump cut down inside the 10 to the 7, and that was Seth Shirley.
First down.
I think it's a first down.
I
believe it was. Yeah, what a great jump cut there by the young man Shirley out of Rosepine.
What a great job to cut the mic off now by the ref.
First and goal. Red team have it, looking to tie this thing up. Answer the go-ahead score by the blue. West with a long toss sweep. Comes to the near side as Norman, end zone. We'll wait to see the call, and it is touchdown, red team. That is Charlie Norman out of West Monroe, taking it 7 yards on the toss sweep for the equalizing touchdown.
And you and I saw him do that a few times here in the season.
Yes, we did. That's nothing new there, calling that name.
No,
we do have
not.
some West Monroe fans, though, down there as they are cheering on, and it's good to see the sections of families that are down there. We see the little heads that they're holding up, and man, this is a great atmosphere here. The one good thing about it is, not the one good thing, we'll get to that as Altman looks to tie this thing up at 14 and does. It is up and good. Is that at Louisiana College, is just one set of bleachers, as this stadium is nestled between the campus and the expressway that is out there. They had to fit the tennis courts and softball fields and all of that in there, and so you've got one side of bleachers is all that they have, and that lets all of the fans mingle together. The great thing about this is all of these fans, none of them are for the same team, and so they're blending well. A lot of times in our Louisiana College games, it doesn't go along so smooth.
Again, you're here for the Louisiana Gridiron Football Bowl game, and we're glad to be able to bring it to you, recapping the last drive for the red team to tie things up at 14. A very nice 8-play, 60-yard drive, capped off by Charlie Norman of West Monroe, a 7-yard touchdown run. The Reese Altman, his fellow Rebel teammate, with the extra point to tie us up at 14 with 7:43 remaining first half.
And now Caden Reynolds, young man that's only been playing football for a couple of years, right off the soccer field, looking to do what he does best and put this one into the end zone, puts a foot into it, hammers it down, but it's going to fly short to the 5-yard line, and that's very dangerous. Return man is number 58, and he has been the star of this game so far. That is number 58 for the blue team that just keeps going. And Rich, that is Byron Lockhart again. Wow. He just continues to amaze you with the different skills. We've seen him on defense. We've seen him at the inside receiver, and now we've seen him returning kicks. Clearly looking to be one of those most outstanding players.
Which a lot of times you will see a defensive back as a return man on kickoffs, but you don't oftentimes see him actually getting offensive plays in the slot, and we've seen Lockhart do that tonight. And
Lockhart has indeed number 4 back in at quarterback, and that is Adam Blanchard out of St. John, little left-handed quarterback, brings in another running back. So he's got 2 in the backfield with him, 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the top. And the rollout is going to be to this side. That is Tresman Brown. Brown looking to get some yardage, gets about 3 or 4, and that's your man Langley on the stop again, it looks like, Rich. And how many times have you called his name tonight?
Well, I missed the opportunity there.
Short of that one that you weren't able to do, that's right. See, I was out of position on the line of scrimmage or something that was happening.
Give me a yellow flag, I'll throw it
at
you.
Right. So anyway, tell me about Langley.
Yeah, he's number 37, but no, he has his, we mentioned was a late add to the roster, but linebacker out of Iota.
And Blanchard again with two running backs back flanked to either side of it. The left-hander looking to throw, but is in pursuit. He shows some wheels, but he's going to get the first down. And actually, he's going to be half a yard short. And again, slung forward.
Yeah, tackle made officially by 41, Adrian Brickham from Vernado. He had three different red jerseys in pursuit from behind.
Right.
And fortunately, he didn't get sandwiched back there and was able to get that first down.
He did indeed. 6:22 and counting here, tied at 14 in the inaugural Louisiana Gridiron football game. Little option keeper now by Blanchard. Blanchard with the wheels gets another first down, two consecutive first down runs, and a timeout to stop the clock to move the chains as the blue team gets back into red team position. And now these offenses, Rich, are getting going.
We want to let you know coming up at halftime, we're going to have an opportunity to talk with Louisiana College football coach Justin Charles. He's been the recipient of having such rich high school football talent on his campus for the last 48 hours. And so we look forward to talking with JC as we know him.
Blanchard with an inside handoff to Jalen Brown. Brown is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down quickly.
Want to guess who was on that tackle?
I'm not saying a word.
Number 37.
There you go. Now, how many times have you called his name?
Yeah, so fortunately I got to that time. So
yep.
Making the tackle, and again, you expect that from your linebackers, but Langley is a special kid, no doubt.
In fact, he is a preferred walk-on at LSU, too, so he'll be donning the purple and gold down in Baton Rouge as a PWO. Second down and 10 from the 41-yard line of the red is Blanchard in the blue team, and he winds up and throws this ball down the field. And surprisingly, no pass interference call, as you saw a lot of the hand guarding out there.
A lot of lobbying going on, too, especially by number 72 of the blue team, Juwan Moore, that was about to if he had a flag, would have thrown it. But coaches down there telling the official that
they're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, that would have been interference at any other game but an all-star game.
That's correct. Third down and 10 now for Blanchard and the blue squad out there under the direction of James McClendon. Handoff goes up the middle, and that is Mango. Mango is going to be driven out of bounds. That is number 8, Freddie Mango out of Delta Charter.
Larry Scott, linebacker from Faraday, 6 foot, 210-pounder, coming in to make that tackle.
Called his name plenty of times over the last couple of seasons out of those games with Ash and Faraday, and just all over the field. Larry Scott, also another one that's committed to Tulane. So Tulane has two players in this game tonight. Of course, Mango, the running back from Delta Charter, will be there.
Right, and Faraday produced a couple of signees for LSU last season.
That's correct. Pass is over the middle on fourth down and hit hard. And that's a reverse 37 this time.
Yeah, very, very dangerous play, but number 73, Logan Roy from Kaplan, making sure he wasn't going to get the first down.
You know, one thing, the speed of these DBs, a lot of times in their games and their regular that you'll see, you don't have all 11 defensive players that are Saturday type players, and so you can maybe dump that middle screen off and get some yardage, and unable to on either time that we've seen it thrown red or blue today. That puts the red team back there, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line, and that is Aucoin back at quarterback now as he drops back, just a straight drop back. Pass is dumped off to West Monroe's own Charlie Norman. He's going to pick up about 7 or 8 before he is driven down. They'll give him 8 officially on that ball out to the 45-yard line. Clock becoming a little bit of an issue as we get to the half. 4 and 30 to go in this one until we get to halftime.
General Trask, DB Juwan Moore making the tackle, but not before an 8-yard pickup for the red team.
2nd and 2. Aucoin calls for the ball inside. Handoff goes to number 11, Jarius Boyd out of Franklin, Louisiana, 6'1", 215 running back. That's just a load going at you.
And a load coming in to make the tackle as well. 56, Liam Rowan from Newman High School, a name we've called a few times tonight, but got the first down, moved the chains for the red team as they are on the move again as we close in on 4 minutes left in this first half.
The set of linebackers on each side is just phenomenal. The linebacker play in this game is great. Low handoff, but it goes back to number 11. Boyd's got it. Boyd's looking at the outside. Is going to get down to the 30.
Stepped out of a tackle at least twice before finally being brought down after picking up 20-plus yards on the carry.
That is Austin Benoit on that one, and I'm pointing to the wrong sheet, but anyway, that's who that was. I'm there for you, Rich. 30-50. I'm telling you, I'm having a great time up here hanging out with you. Look, they're getting they're coming after me tonight. First down at 10 from the 30-yard line is Aucoin and that red team. A little tall sweep to the near side goes to Cameron Booker. Booker cuts it back up at the inside to the 25.
Number 7, Cameron Booker. Jonesboro-Hodge.
Give it a cold shoulder.
Tackle made by number 42, Joshua Ratcliffe from Assumption High School, getting his name called tonight for the first time.
Second down and 5. And those folks that are at home listening don't know, I don't guess, that the rich history that we have of calling football. First time that we've ever called one this way, though, as Rich has been my play-by-play partner for a lot of years, since both of us were a lot younger. Handoff goes up the middle. That is Cameron Booker. Booker's going to be close to another first down. In fact, we'll have it.
But in my old age, I thought, well, let's give the youngster a shot here and let him, this century that we've, not century. Quarter of a century is.
I don't feel that old. I don't at all. I don't know. After working 6 months with the government, it'll get you, huh? Oh, my buddy Rich. We worked together as well during the time, spent a lot of time. Glad wouldn't want to be in the booth with anybody else, my friend. First down and 10. Inside the 20, back in the red zone for the red team. Aucoin at quarterback's got one man behind him, and that one man gets it. That is going to be Seth Shirley. Seth's had a couple of good runs on the day today already.
Nice tackle made by 82, TJ Blanche out of Bastrop.
Got a couple of adjustments that are coming in. You see number 21, Clayton Howard, has made his way in out of West Feliciana, is now in there at the slot. You see Brandon Quinney up at the top of your screen. So Aucoin, handoff goes right up the middle and just hammered defensively.
Big number 40 said welcome to Pineville, Kelvin Smith.
Number 40 out of TCA, Kelvin Smith.
Making the tackle.
Out of TCA. Alrighty then.
Not Texas Christian.
No, but he played like he was from there.
TCA.
Wow, 1:43 to go until the half. Third down and 10 from the 20-yard line.
And we mentioned that we're playing college time here, so we'd already be at halftime if this was a high school game, but playing the 4 15-minute quarters gives our kids not only more opportunity to showcase their skills,
that's right,
but it also plays into their endurance level. And, keep in mind that many of these kids haven't really played a meaningful practice in probably over a month.
That's right.
Now to get out here and, you're really spry for that first 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, but now that we're almost to halftime, I can see them dragging a little bit.
I'm going to put this into perspective for you, my friend.
Perspective.
Towards the end of the season, I was making it up and down these steps to the press box pretty easily, and it's been a month since we've done it. A little winded getting up here today.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes. I can't add any color to that. I'll just say you're
just
right.
Agree. There you see the Louisiana Gridiron football game, all-star game being brought to you from Pineville, Louisiana, on the campus of Louisiana College. Out there at midfield, you see the big LC with the claw up there, claws up. Coach Justin Charles, Dr. Rick Brewer, the president of Louisiana College, Rainey Mason, the athletic director, doing a lot of things to make this game possible, and very grateful to that. 3rd down and 10. Aucoin back to pass, throws the lob over the top. That is 50-50 ball up in the air to number 19, Jared Simpson, but great defensive play
by number 72, Juwan Moore for General Trask. Have called his name a few times tonight, and nice job by 72 to get between the football and the receiver and break that up.
And now you don't hear this in an all-star game, but what we've been waiting to see is a field goal opportunity.
Yes.
And the man that I've called for the last couple of years, kicking for the Ash Trojans, Caden Reynolds, teeing it up for a 37-yard field goal attempt. Plenty of leg now in this one, and we'll see if Caden can find the middle of those uprights. This 37-yard attempt is up, and it is very good. Back on the Pine Street end zone. Impressive 37-yard field goal attempt off the leg of the senior from Alexandria, just across the river, Alexandria Senior High School.
Coach Dennis Dunn, first one to give him the 5 coming off the field. And nice job indeed in front of the home family here to showcase that. And again, what a wonderful opportunity that Louisiana Gridiron football is giving. The magazine itself was created to showcase college and professional football teams here in the state of Louisiana. What better way to do that than to have this opportunity here to showcase them in this inaugural All-Star game. So I certainly hope it continues, and I certainly hope it continues right here in Pineville.
Well, we've done everything. Go ahead, Rich.
No, just to recap the drive, 9 plays covering 43 yards, taking almost 4 minutes off that clock, resulted in Caden Reynolds with a 37-yard field goal to give the red team, who had surrendered the lead, to give them the lead back 17-14 with $1:13 remaining.
And if memory serves me correctly, there's a high sky kick. That's going to be a trouble kick if it rolls around on the ground, and it does. Blue team falls on it 35-yard line. If I can go back 30 minutes of game time, I believe the blue team got the ball to start things off. They won the toss and chose to receive, and so the red team now takes the lead, and hopefully we'll get the ball to start.
Mitchell Leger making the smart cover of the ball that was between the first line and second line of the receiving team, and could have actually been fielded by Coach Dunn, who has run a few of those riverboat plays in his time.
In fact, he has. We'll see what's left here with 1:12 to go. Hoping to talk to Coach Justin Charles of Louisiana College here as we near the half. Don't know about that, but we'll certainly recap it. Play action pass going over the top is Moon, and ball is thrown out of bounds. Closest one there was the defender for the red team. That was 65.
I was going to mention too, it's good to see Dr. Jamie Reister, former Louisiana College quarterback, now one of the leading physicians at Mid-State Orthopedic and team doctor for Louisiana College, that is on the sideline in his green scrubs. So came straight from work like most of us did. But his line of work's a little bit more identifiable. But thanks to Mid-State for sending Dr. Jamie Reister out to us tonight.
Inside handoff there, looking for the run was a red team, but very receptive to stop the play of Joshua Jones there, the running back. But he just kept going, never stopped pushing pumping his legs.
Yeah, and the pile kept pushing forward as well.
And you hear Jones's family that's in attendance there. Great,
close to the microphone too.
40 seconds to go until halftime. 17-14. And Jones gets it once again. This time he's to the outside 50 to the 41 man to beat, and that man makes the play. Saves that touchdown.
Saving tackle by number 51 of the red team, Brock Valera, linebacker from Catholic Point Coupee.
Yeah, that's he stepping up there, coming up, because that was all, Jones had a chance to get to the house on it. What a great run by him. And there will be a timeout with 30.2 to go until we get to the halftime. Not sure what we'll see at halftime. It won't last very long in there. Some stats and things that jump out to you. Ben West, 5 of 8. Rich has thrown the ball well.
Yeah, and, again, red team started hot. Blue team, with a pick six that kind of woke them up. And then from that pick six, they have put a couple of offensive runs together to not only tie the game but take the lead at 14-7 early into the second quarter. But credit the red team and Ben West in particular, firing this team up between the passing of Ben West and, the running of guys like Charlie Norman and Cameron Booker. The offense has put them back in a good position, but now the red team on defense.
Landon Moon looking to pass. He's got one over the top and got a man open, and that ball is complete down to the 9-yard line. And what a pass, what a catch. That is number 18 of the Blue in Devin Thierry out of Opelousas Catholic.
And, Doug, you were saying earlier, you were waiting for the Blue team to air it out, waiting for them to air it out. Well, they took some air out of that football right there, and really, really nice laying it over the shoulder and nice catch to get them first and goal.
Landon Moon, one of the most talked about quarterbacks around here out of the Logansport area, and just throws a nice touch pass. And this time he's looking for an end zone. And what a great, they're going to call pass interference in the end zone as number 65 of the Red, Alonzo Jackson out of West Feliciana, just was hand checking the entire way. And so that's going to be a foul that occurred in the end zone. Ball should be placed at the 1-yard line. And it's going to give a very good opportunity for this Blue team to punch it into the end zone and take the lead here. You got to believe that with a timeout left in here, that they ought to.
On the defense, half the distance to the goal line, first down.
They're going to call half the distance on there, saying
so just inside the 5, between the 5 and the 4, and they've got one timeout remaining.
They do. Because they've called there. And Moon will run it. He'll take the ball down and run. They have a lot of options down here for this Blue offensive unit. He's got in the backfield with him is Tresman Brown. Brown does get the snap, trying to get to the near side, and is going to go down at the 2-yard line. Good job defensively by the Red, and timeout Blue.
So Blue calls their final timeout. 13.5 seconds left.
Timeout, Blue.
So, that's now you've got to think, if you're Coach McClendon, I really need to go to the air here unless, the quarterback just has a clear option. I don't think you can just hand off.
Well, they may have one because they're slow of catching that up, and they may have one. So that should factor into what's going on here too. But you do make a good point with just 13 seconds left. You got to take a shot or two at the end zone.
If you do still have a timeout in your back pocket, then you're okay. You can try that run, but in so much of this RPO, the run pass option that teams run,
that's right.
It sets you up to be able to make a play here, knowing if you still have that timeout left, and that's we think they do based on the stats that we're looking at.
A couple of things that jump out to you is they run kind of a tight package and expect them just to bang that ball in there. But I like a little quick slant they're not set up for it, or maybe get Moon out on a run pass.
Got plenty of running room to the left, but
handoff goes up the middle. That is number 10, Jalen Brown. Is he going to second effort his way down to the goal line, and they're stopping the clock here, calling timeout because the clock stopped with 1 second as they sorted things out. And that was the pro and the con about that big rugby scrum, if you will, down inside the 1-yard line to the 1-inch line.
There was a second push seemingly after the tackle was made. I don't know if the defense let up or not.
Last time out.
But Blue just calls their last timeout with exactly 1 second left. Now you're Coach McClendon. Now they put a couple of seconds back on the clock, so you're back to 5. But for all intensive purposes, this is the last play. You've just used your last timeout. If you're Coach Mack, what do you do?
All right. Okay. So you've seen Drew Brees do this all the time. Now, Landon Moon has not been under center at all the entire game. Get under center and do the little hop across with it, a la Drew Brees. That's what I'd like to see. Of course, Aaron Rodgers tried to do that and almost gave up a 99-yard fumble return, but I like to see him get in there. But he will stay back in the shotgun is Landon Moon. Moon's got number 8, Freddie Mango in the backfield. That's a great option. And Freddie puts the ball on the turf, and he's not going to get there.
Oh, wow.
Defensive stand by the red team because the ball bounced. And, Rich, that's what I'm telling you. If you've got it that close, don't bother handing the ball off. Just poke it into the end zone right there. And, wow, what a big stand by that red team.
And for the offensive coach that Dennis Dunn is, I'm watching him out there fist pumping it to his defense, who kept the blue team out of the end zone. And again, we are at halftime here. The teams will stay here. A lot of times when we're here doing college games, the home team will go back to a dressing room area that they have. The blue team will go down to the 10 area, but instead they're just going to keep them here on the field for this. But wow, what a way to end that first half.
It absolutely was. And we talked about the opportunity. Get up under, and of course, I've got to believe, though, Rich, that they've not had one snap during these 2 or 3 days of practice that have been under center. But you got to get under there and sneak or do something with it. I'm not coaching in the bowl game by any means, and they are. But you'd like to see them not risk a turnover or a bad snap or a bad exchange, and that's what happened.
Well, we are at halftime. It is a 10-minute half. And the home team, the red team, with Coach Dennis Dunn, leads Lakeside coach Jason McClendon, and the blue team by a score of 17-14. Again, you had a first and goal from the 9. You had a pass interference in the end zone that moved it half the distance to the 4.5. Right. And again, 2 timeouts and 3 plays later, the blue team was denied. And what a nice momentum for the red team, who will have the ball to start the second half.
Indeed they will, and that's exactly what you wanted to see out of it. You've got a back in the backfield like Freddie Mango. You certainly don't mind giving him the football in there. It's just one of those things, and it's timing with a quarterback and a running back that have not had but a couple of days of work together. That timing played into it. Freddie wanted the ball, wanted to get in the end zone, and just the timing off on to cause the ball to get on the ground. And when it did that, it gave this all-star lineup from that red team just the opportunity to go and get after it. 17-14 is your score here. We've got a 10-minute half, so just about 8 minutes to go. Does not look like we're going to be able to get our interview with Coach Justin Charles of Louisiana College.
But I do want to let you know that if you would like to find out more about this bowl game, this all-star game, or if you'd like to find out more about Louisiana Gridiron football, you can do so by going to our website, which is spelled out LouisianaGridironFootball.com. And there you'll find a lot of great information about the LGF, which was created to showcase all of college and professional football teams in the state of Louisiana. So you'll find information about the New Orleans Saints. You'll find information about not just LSU, but they had a cover story on Justin Charles a while back, and so they'll cover Louisiana College, and they'll cover the Louisiana colleges that play NCAA football, and but mainly the reason we're here is because of their focus on getting the information out for the teams and the fan bases of these young men that are looking to play on the next level. And again, Andy Bryson is the man that developed Louisiana Gridiron football after years in the football field, as well as a lifetime of following football in all of its forms. He has coached on the high school level, the college level. He did some CFL work under Coach Joe Womack and the Hamilton Tiger Cats. He was also a high school defensive backs coach at Dutchtown High School and interned for LSU under operations coach Sam Nader. Just a wealth of experience in understanding the lay of the land. He knows a lot of the coaches, and he's developed relationships that has led to this inaugural all-star game that we have in front of us tonight.
He has, and he hangs his hat on being a great recruiter, and he has done such a good job of that. And, when you own the company, you got to go do stuff. His photographers didn't show up, and you see him down on the field coming. He won't maybe get into your screen where he's at, but he's having to be the photographer. And that's where you'll see Andy at a lot of the games during the season, just on the sideline taking pictures for the whole thing. And that's where you'll see a lot of those galleries on that website and in his magazine.
And this is the first one, Doug. So, that's important to keep in mind that, it's the first time for Louisiana College to host it. It's the first time for LGF to put this event on, and I can guarantee you that he and his staff, they'll go back and go over the checklist of things that was good, things that were bad, and things that can be improved. But what a wonderful opportunity again for 80 plus of some of the top seniors from north to south, east to west, to come together on one football field.
Right.
Almost a month after the championships are decided, and for a lot of teams, a month and a half after their football playing is finished, and give them the opportunity one more time to put the pads on, one more time to put the jersey on, one more time to be in even though it's an exhibition game, on the high school level, as you've got college coaches that are here, that you've got scouts that are here that are, giving these young men an opportunity to play at the next level of NCAA, or whether it be NAIA football, or just the opportunity to play Division I, Division II, or Division III. It's getting to play football on the next level. That's the goal of most of these young men that are here.
You look at the D3 level and you talk about that, which is where Louisiana College is in that American Southwest Conference. And I was watching the D3 championship game between Mount Union and Mary Hardin Baylor, two great programs. And, an interview that they did before the game was with Cecil Shorts, who NFL receiver extraordinaire, who played at Mount Union and played in one of those national championship games, and to see that type of talent that goes on. One thing that Coach Charles and Trey Langley talked about, and I'll give you a little more information on him, is that, we're looking for good football players. If you can play the game, then coaches will find you. If your grades are good, then you've got an opportunity, and then they go look at character of the kids. And so the football playing is on display tonight, and these coaches are going to pay attention to it as well. And then they'll talk about it, and they'll find out the character, and they'll try to find out the grades of some of these kids. And just a great opportunity. And I stress to the younger people that are out there listening to the game tonight, these young guys, the freshmen and sophomores, get your grades going right now, because when you're at midterm of your senior year, you can't get your GPA up that way. I told you I talked to you a little bit about Tate Langley, who has been the linebacker that you've been talking about most of the game. His dad, Trey, is on the Blue coaching staff as well. Spent some time in the DiNardo era at LSU. Out of Eunice is where he went. And he said, he had the opportunity to go to LSU on there, but he was just a little bit under the cut for qualifying to go to LSU. Had to take 2 courses over the summer, he said, that he had to pay for out of his pocket. Well, he goes in there and he does that and he gets his grade right and he goes on and plays to LSU. 5 years he was there because he had the medical red shirt on there. 7 knee surgeries, but he ended up playing for the Washington Redskins as well. So, guys, take care of your grades because you could be the best player in this game and your grades not be there, and you're not going to go. So 7th, 8th, 9th grade, you got to start taking care of your grades. If you want the opportunity to play at that next level, you've got to have your schoolwork in order.
And again, we want to say a big thank you to our host hotel, Country Inn and Suites, which turned into an indoor practice facility as well on Thursday morning when we got 5 inches of rain in about an hour and a half time period here in central Louisiana. So it forced them to go indoors for the practice session and turned that convention center where we've been, where governors have spoken, and have been many an awards banquet and dinner held. It was turned into an indoor practice facility for both of these teams. Fortunately, the rain cleared out, and they were able to come to the turf here at Louisiana College and practice a little bit yesterday afternoon, and then we're back out here this morning to practice as well. So they were scheduled to have 3 practices, but it was to be over a 3-day period.
And not just in a day and a half.
Right.
And you can't say enough, again, about the decision that was made from Coach Justin Charles and Andy Bryson.
I'll be thanking them tomorrow when I'm at home and it's 44 degrees and raining.
And rainy, yes. Speaking of rainy, the athletic director here, great job putting all of this together. He and Dr. Brewer and the staff and faculty here.
Congratulations to Rainey. They're playing over in Belton, Texas. He's also the head basketball coach, and they beat Hendrix College today in the Crew Classic.
That's right. Yep.
There to win their 9th in a row. So
that's something. They are really doing a great job this year. Excited to see that they will be coming back. The bulk of that schedule for Louisiana College basketball has been on the road, and they will make their way back here starting January the 3rd, I believe, with a game.
Yes. Let's recap the scoring for you as both teams are getting back out on the field and ready to start the second half. The red team opened up the scoring after forcing the blue team they came up short on 4th and goal at midfield. Red team then took it down the field, 3 plays, 44 yards. Gage Rapp, a 15-yard pass from Ben West. Reese Altman the kick to make it 7-0, but the next 2 scores came courtesy of the blue as they tied it up at 7 with 3 seconds left in the first quarter. Byron Lockhart, a name you've heard a lot tonight, an 86-yard interception return, a pick 6 with Nolan Heitmeyer's extra point. That tied us up at 7, and then just a couple of minutes later, 11:08 remaining in the second quarter, the blue team scored courtesy of a Freddie Mango 5-yard run. Heitmeyer's extra point capped a 2-play, 65-yard drive to make it 14-7 in favor of the blue. Red team comes back with 7:43 remaining in the first half. Charlie Norman, a 7-yard run. Reese Altman, the kick, capped an 8-play, 60-yard drive, made it 14-14. And then the red team with 1:13 remaining, Caden Reynolds capping a 9-play, 43-yard drive with a 37-yard field goal to make it 17-14 red team. And then the red team defense held with 5 seconds left, and 3rd and goal from the 1 kept them out of the end zone as time expired to end the first half, and the red team held on to that 17-14 lead as we get ready now to start the second half. And to lead you through that second half, our play-by-play man tonight, Doug Gann.
Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. And you see the scoring just back and forth and what you'd expect in a game like this. Heitmeyer teeing it up for the blue team. Dorian Harris is back to receive, and I would love to see him get his hands on one. He stands at the 9-yard line as we move left to right. Heitmeyer puts a foot into it, and another squib kick is falling on down by the up back at the 48-yard line, and that's 37. Of course it is.
Tate Langley making that. So, again, Charlie, Coach McClendon there, started to say Charlie McClendon.
I know you did.
Jason McClendon making, trying to maybe catch Coach Dunn with one of his own surprises, and Langley there to make the recovery.
I haven't seen the leg out of Heitmeyer on here. I don't know if they're worried about Harris is what you got to believe, because Dorian can put it in the end zone anytime he touches the football. In at quarterback for the red team is Ben West. Ben West has a touchdown pass on the day, but not going to get it this time. It is number 5, and that is going to be Charlie Norman, the youngster out of West Monroe, that runs to the near side, going to pick up 8 yards on the play. Give him 8.5. It'll be second down and short, as the red team, where they've been a lot of tonight's game, are back in blue territory.
Nice tackle from behind as he was having to chase down the running back by Liam Rowan, the linebacker from Isidore Newman.
West has Norman switch sides now on his left side. West calls for the ball out of the shotgun, looking back to pass. He's getting something developed, and it is in and out of the hands of Norman out of the backfield, kind of the release from the running back.
Nice job by Chris Seerig, number 48 from St. Michael High School, making sure that he couldn't get his hands on it as he was juggling it there with the tackle from behind.
Jarius Boyd checks back in for Norman. He is number 11 out of Franklin. He's carried the ball 5 times for 27 yards. His big one was the 22-yard burst. Man in motion is Gage. An option, that's going to be a toss out to Norman. He's going to cut back and get the first down, and that is Jarius Boyd. 3-yard pickup and a first down for the red team.
Good job by the wide receivers there in blocking, in particular number 13 Brandon Quinney from ASH, but just giving him that little bit of running room for number 11 to Jarius Boyd to get that extra yard that he needed for the first down.
Boyd stays in the game at running back as they rotate every couple of plays deep, about 8-9 yards off the ball. Gets a good running head start at it before he flips to the left side. Is Jarius Boyd at 35-30. Going to be knocked down at the 26-yard line. Just a great run. And running back set back about 9 yards.
And I want to again point out the blocking downfield by the wide receivers. This time, Vidalia's Jared Simpson out there just providing a good block downfield, not letting his man get past him to make the tackle until they were into positive yardage and getting that first down.
Running back switch continues. Cameron Booker now out of Jonesboro-Hodge in there. Running back, he gets the inside. No, West keeps it. Looking over the top. That pass is complete into the end zone. Touchdown. Ben West, second touchdown pass of the game. That one is complete to
number 19.
19 on it is Jared Simpson out of Vidalia.
Just the man I was talking about that was blocking for Boyd, the running back. He rewards him with a nice pitch and catch toward the end zone, and the number 19 using all 6'1" of his frame to get up there over the DB and make that reception. Ben West, again, looking sharp from the QB position.
Altman in to try the PAT to give the red team a 10-point cushion. High snap, no rush, doesn't matter. Kick is up, and it is no good. Doesn't do it, misses this one, left 23-14.
And that was a situation, Doug, where the holder, number 55 for the red team, where the holder, 55 being Altman, but the holder,
15, that was Gage Rapp.
Took the high snap, but then didn't, he had time to place the ball, but instead it was like, I know the rush is coming. I've got 1, 2, 3, and had he positioned it better, I think Altman would have made that. Instead, it was a little bit of a shank to the left.
That's one of those that you just don't expect to see him say, okay, hold it, now get it right. Okay, I got it. Now move it a little and then kick it.
But either way, Jared Simpson, the 25-yard pass, touchdown pass from Ben West, kept a 5-play, 52-yard drive. Remember, that drive started because of the squib kick, kind of an onside trick play that Langley recovered at the 48 of the red team, and then they marched down the field, 5 plays, 52 yards. It's 23-14, red by 9.
Caden Reynolds looking to do what he does and put this one into the end zone. 13:23 to go here. Reynolds approaches, puts a foot into it, and another one that's going to be short of the end zone to the 5-yard line. And out to the 10-15, not much coverage, 25-30, driven out of bounds. And little bit of chippiness here in the second half between a couple of the gunners going on.
They're just trying to warm up. They're just trying to warm up. That's all it is.
And indeed, they're doing. I'm going to tell you something that I'm taking out of this one, Rich. Very impressed with the quarterback play of Ben West. When he's given time to throw the ball, and he's able to get out there and do a lot of things with it. Real impressed with him.
Well, just the overall offense. It's an advantage for Coach Dunn to have one of his pupils running the offense. But, some nice talent all the way around, both between the running back and the receiving core, that's allowed Ben to have that kind of night.
Landon Moon inside handoff is to number 12. That is Joshua Jones out of Berwick High School. Joshua Jones now his 5th carry, right at about 45 yards on the day.
Dion McNeil, defensive lineman from Bastrop, making sure he didn't get any further than the line of scrimmage.
That's right. 2nd down and 10 now. 30-yard line is where the blue team has it. Landon Moon in at quarterback. He's flanked on either side by a running back. They like to pass protect out of this. They'll run the option to the near side. Looking for room is 12. He's going to cut back and get a few out of it, but that's Joshua Jones on his 6th carry of the night, and still that'll get him at the 50-yard mark. So a good effort out of Joshua Jones in this one.
Larry Scott, linebacker from Faraday, making the tackle.
And, Larry Scott, we've just called his name over and over and over, was a force for that Faraday team. A lot of good football players coming out of there.
But, in an all-star game like this, we don't often, we're doing a game. You may not always call who made the tackle, but in this one you're wanting everybody to get their opportunity.
Handoff goes to the far side. That is number 12 once again making a play.
Breaking tackles.
26 yards on that pickup. That was number 12, Joshua Jones, who that's going to put him at 70 yards on the night. And what an impressive performance. Finally, somebody passed Byron Lockhart in leading rushing yards because Byron had that 60-yard run.
And Kyrie Morrison, the DB from West Feliciana, had to come up and make the tackle.
Mango back in at running back. This one's going to go to the other side. Handoff is going to be 3 yards on the pickup as that pile is there. Never goes down, but the possession stopped, and that was Tresman Brown that had the ball. So kind of a 2-back set being employed here by Coach McClendon.
Again, Langley leading the parade of red to stop up that hole. Tate Langley called him early and often tonight.
Landon Moon now has Brown and Mango once again with him. He's got 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. 2nd down and 7. Back to pass. No, he's gonna do a little shovel pass to the inside to Mango. Mango's gonna be dropped down short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Tate Langley again on the tackle. Ball came loose, but after the running back was clearly down. But Langley again with the tackle.
Would you have thought near New Year's Eve football here in Pineville. This is great. As
Thought
we get
I'd
ready,
only see it on TV.
as we get ready for bowl games. Now you can watch some tomorrow.
That's right.
The inside handoff goes to number 6, and he's cutting back to the middle. Looking to beat him, and gets to the side. 20, 10, 5, pushed out of bounds, and saved just shy of the goal line. Oh, they're going to give it to him.
Oh, no.
Wow. That is number 6, Tresman Brown. And, yeah, he rolled over it. You know, normally we have instant replay here in our booth with the Convergence Media team. I don't know if they'll replay that one. But, wow, what a big play.
Yeah, Kobe Wisdom was there to push him out of bounds, what looked like the one. But, well, they gave him the touchdown, and so we await the extra point.
And this is Heitmeyer, the lone kicker. He is out of Holy Cross, kicker for the blue team, looking to make this a 2-point game. And he just drop kick it now. And look, this is what we talked about. They're going to call it. Okay, they're not going to let him pick it up and go set it down and kick it. I was wondering what they were going to do with that.
So back-to-back extra points come up begging, and it is a 3-point lead for the red team, 23-20 with 10:19 remaining in the third quarter.
Third quarter it is, as we've got 15-minute quarters, and that caused some of the heaters to come out now down there in the bleachers. You see the portable heaters now coming out. My son Noah was here a little bit earlier. They left because of the cold, and I said, man, this is football weather. They said, not in Louisiana, Dad. It's like, okay, I understand that then. 10:19 to go. So happy that you're here with us. I am Doug Gann, Rich Dupree alongside for the ride in this one. Yes, sir,
Commercial
Rich Dupree.
Commercial
brought
free.
to you because we're just happy to be here with you, Rich. Tell us about that last drive.
All right, 6 plays, 70 yards, took 2:56 off the clock. It was a Tresman Brown 36-yard touchdown run, shedding tacklers as the blue team gets within 3. PAT no good, 23-20 in favor of the red team.
Okay, so if the officials saw that he was in, I'm most wondering why he was down there. What was he looking at and why he didn't call it right away? You know, he runs around and look like an umpire looking to see if a catcher still got the ball on a tag. He's running around looking for something. But I just don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't doubt the pylon didn't get knocked over, but I think he was out of bounds after that, before that happened. But anyway, it's an all-star game, and makes it an interesting score with plenty of time. Again, instead of 12-minute quarters, we're playing 15-minute quarters, just like they do on the college level. So.
After tonight, I promise not to complain about the officials this year. Heitmeyer teeing it up for the blue team. Dorian Harris back deep to receive. And a ball has not went near him this year, as it's been a lot of squibs on here. This kick goes right down the middle. It's squibbed again and bounces around. Harris is going to field this one. He's going to get it to 20. And this is the speedster to the 32-yard line. My goodness.
I wrote it down just so you know. He said after this game he won't complain any more this season. Okay.
That's right. No more. I'm pointing it out is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm just giving my side of it.
There you go.
10:13 to go, 23-20, back-to-back missed extra points in this. And I'm going to tell you, it's been two high snaps. It hasn't been missed kicks, really. And you don't bring a long snapper, really, to camp on here to these all-star games. So it's an offensive line or a center that maybe not normally is a long snapper on there, and so that's a couple of those. Aucoin back in at quarterback now for the red team. He's back to pass, looking to show his arm off, and what a great catch to the near side. That is caught and dropped. But number 7 there is Kameron Booker out of Jonesboro-Hodge. Does a good job of hands out of the backfield.
Nice play by T.J. Blanche, the outside linebacker for Bastrop, coming in and sliding him into the red team side of the field with the tackle.
45-yard line, first down and 10 after that pickup. Aucoin brings a man in motion. That is the inside handoff to number 17, Dorian Harris, trying to find ways to get it into his hand, and there's just a lot of speed defensively that time. First touch tonight by Harris.
Again, Blanche helping make the play on the far side of the field. So a good job of pursuit from one side of the field to the other, actually.
Harris comes off, and now 23, Adam Purser, the big 6'4" tight end out of Opelousas Catholic. So second down and 11, extra blocking as Purser slips back into the H-back position. Handoff does go up the middle as they use Purser as a blocker, not employing the tight end as a receiver in this one. 3-yard pickup. That is number 9, Seth Shirley. Shirley's had a good showing tonight in this one.
Amongst a host of blue closing that hole quickly was number 42, Joshua Ratcliffe from Assumption High School.
Third down and 7 for the red team as they are looking to get the ball past the chains, of course, out near midfield there in the LC logo. You see the yellow circle around it, also doubles as a soccer field for the Wildcats men and women's soccer teams. Aucoin back to pass. He's facing pressure. He's got to get out of there. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That's going to be a sack. Good job defensively.
Nice job by 42, Joshua Ratcliffe. It just called his name from Assumption, plugging up the hole on the defensive line, this time getting through the offensive line and chasing the quarterback down from behind to make that sack.
Really good speed out of Ratcliffe. It's good to see you're able to pursue a quarterback from the offside of it. Altman now, the kicker from West Monroe, in there to do the punting duties, and Quinney comes on late. Will get up to the line of scrimmage to make for the 11th man on the punt team. They will punt, the red team, from the 46-yard line, 7:46. Altman with a foot into this one and a low liner that's going to roll around, and it's picked up by the return man for the blue team, and I got to believe that's check that.
68.
68 is who it is. Malik Davis on there. I was just figuring Lockhart had it again.
Well, but nice job by the young man from Sterlington, Malik Davis, defensive back, picking up that ball on the bounce, and it's because of its shape, it can bounce a number of different ways. But fortunately for the blue team, a nice return up to the 39-yard line, trailing by 3, 23-20 with 7:34 remaining.
Caden Reynolds' field goal, the difference in this one, that made it 17-14, and each team has traded 6-point touchdowns, missed the extra points, and that's what's got us here at the 7:34 mark. In at quarterback now is the left-handed Adam Blanchard out of St. John. He's got one man behind him, but he turns and throws this one to the slot back. Number 20 was intended for Legend Denler out of Benton, and what a great season Legend Denler had. The Trojans played him, and he almost single-handedly beat Ash receiving the football. He is a great threat down the field, is number 20 Legend Denler out of Benton. He fits into that mold. If you followed Louisiana college football, that Drake Battaglia type of slot receiver. Blanchard now 3 to the top, 1 to the near side. He's looking back to pass and is going to throw this ball, and it's in and out of the hands of 58, is it? That
jersey is...
Well, I know it won't be 58 because they're the odd number, so it's got to be 59.
59, Leland Jones out of U High there in Baton Rouge.
That's the one thing I know is there are no even numbers on the red team tonight.
It's kind of odd.
You didn't. You win. Rich Dupree joining me. I am Doug Gann bringing you this one. 7:24 to go, and I am speechless. 3rd and 10, 3 to the top. Blanchard looking at those trio of receivers, and coming up making a play defensively is number 65. That ball intended for 78, Kelvion Williams.
So again, you almost had a great play made, and then it wound up, dying for the blue team there, and we'll force them to punt the ball back to the red team as we exchange 3 and outs.
Ball seemed to just hang up there for a little while. It wasn't really crisp on it. Back deep to receive, number 17, Dorian Harris. And you just keep looking for this young man to get one that's returnable. He is joined now by Jared Simpson. But again, with no rush and a big high kick by Heitmeyer. That ball's got a chance to bounce and roll a good ways. And it rolls down and letting it go down to 15, 13, and it'll roll dead at the 13-yard line.
Again, if you're watching us on Facebook from the Louisiana College Wildcat site or from the Facebook page of Louisiana Gridiron Football, make sure you go by and visit the website, LouisianaGridironFootball.com. There you'll find all kinds of information. You'll see past magazine editions, the high school recruiting edition, the college preview edition, many others. You'll find out more information, maybe an advertiser that would be interested in getting into this group of fan base that follows high school and college sports. Do that at LouisianaGridironFootball.com.
Back in at quarterback is Ben West. He's got Charlie Norman in the backfield, and the toss sweep does go to Norman. Norman looking to get to the outside 20-yard line, driven out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Some deep tackling by 42.
And I can't say enough again about number 19, Jared Simpson. Wide receiver not letting his man go, not committing holding, but blocking well enough to help spring Norman for an extra couple of yards that he would not have gotten had it not been for that wide receiver blocking. So.
We call number 42 out of Assumption. That's your man Ratcliffe again. He's just a load when he goes to getting somebody. West in the shotgun, 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. He's going to run the toss, fakes it, pulls it back in, and gets out to the 26-yard line. 25 is where they will mark him, and a 2-yard pickup. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Something West did so well for Coach Dennis Dunn this year at Pineville is running that run-pass option. Especially, partway through the season when he lost his number 1 and number 2 receivers. He wound up having to run the ball a lot, and, he has that skill.
2-5-8 is a tough place to exist, just running the football.
No doubt.
Back to pass is West. He zips one in there. It's going to be just shy, though, of the receiver, and that that's going to bring up 8 yards to go in here, and that's the first really low pass that we've seen. Looked like the receiver might have been held just a little bit on there. That was Harris, 3rd down and 8 from the 25-yard line. West quietly having a decent night, 6 of 11. 2 of those have found the end zone. 1 to Jared Simpson and 1 to Gage Rapp. He's looking just for 8 at least this time. West back to pass. His running around to the outside is going to tuck it in and run. And that's those legs, and he dives forward for a 1st down. Ben West showing those wheels.
He was headed toward the sideline where the tackler was zeroing in on him and just made a nice cut back to the inside where T.J. Blanche could only force him to go down but not make that hard hit on him. And a good job by Ben West to pick up the 1st down with the scramble.
Booker in the backfield now with West, 3 to the near side. Booker's going to get the ball. No, West is going to keep it himself, and he's going to get just 2 yards on the play. So we see that there's a lot of the showmanship and all of the deep are slowing down, and it's just kind of football, and we're grinding it out now.
Yeah, and this is the inaugural game. Coach Dunn from Pineville High, Coach McClendon from Lakeside High School. They want to be able to say, I won that first inaugural game that the LGF put on. And so it's 23-20 with just over 5 minutes left, 3rd quarter.
A little bit of a different set now as two receivers to either side. West rolls out to the near side, turns his body, throws it downfield. A beautiful pass, and that is Harris. That is Harris to the 20, and look at the speed they talked about. But he is being caught. He's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown. Ben West to Dorian Harris. That goes 63 yards.
the wide receiver from U-High, 5'8", 180. Once he got 10 or 15 yards going in his motor, you weren't going to catch him, and there was a nice attempt made to catch him by the defensive back Davis for the blue team, but nice running by the U-High senior.
7 completions for Ben West, 3 of them into the end zone.
Wow.
On is Caden Reynolds for the PAT for the red team. It is 29-20. Reynolds looking to make it an even 30. Better snap, better hold. Kick is up. Kick is good. Caden Reynolds true with the extra point. 30-20 red team on top. 4:53 to go here. Third quarter of play. I am Doug Gann alongside Rich Dupree from Louisiana College Wildcat Field. You see the big LC logo in the middle of the field. What a great night for football.
We'll recap the drive for you in just a moment, but if you're on Facebook and you haven't already liked this page, look up Louisiana Gridiron Football on Facebook. You'll find a lot of the interviews with many of the stars that are in this game, as well as the interview with the coaches. You'll see some of the footage from the indoor practice facility of Country Inn and Suites that we talked about, and much more. It's a great resource to check out when you get a chance. That is Louisiana Gridiron Football LLC on Facebook. Recapping the drive real quick. 6 plays, 88 yards. Took just over 2 minutes off the clock. Capped off by a 63-yard pass from Ben West to Dorian Harris. Caden Reynolds with the PAT. And we're back to a 10-point lead for the red team, 30-20.
You know, in the morning they're going to give out the awards. A lot of teams, they're so scheduled to be after the game tomorrow. I got to believe young Ben West is making a serious bid at Offensive Player of the Game. And this high kick from Altman is short and is going to be picked up there around the 40-yard line and brought down, and that's where the blue team will have it. And you see a little bit going on there, getting a little shady. And there's going to be some penalties out on the field. Number 52 in the blue is certainly going to pick one up. That's Aaron Benfield out of E.D. White.
Well, he
getting a little chippy out there.
And we'll wait for the white hat to tell us about it here. The interesting thing will be to see whether both teams are getting flagged or whether
we going
that way.
Okay. Working the kinks out here. Is that our buddy Sam down there on the field too? I think it is.
We got a dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike, 52 blue, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So both of the yellow hankies that was thrown on number 52, and so.
Yeah, because he was on top of the guy that was down and continuing to block when the back was on there. And I should have noticed that because we had talked about it as well, about our buddy Sam Dangerfield out there on that officiating crew as well.
Well, you were going to have the ball, up near the 40-yard line, on what was really a pooch kick, and instead it's backed you up. So
handoff goes up the middle, and after a lot of banging through traffic, it's going to be out close to a first down. Great run that time. That is number 8 again, Freddie Mango.
Langley, number 37, in on the stop.
And you hear the PA announcer announcing that Langley in on another stop. But you don't like it to be 10 yards down the field.
No, not. No, you don't. And but again, Langley, as much as West may making a bid for the offensive player of the game, Langley making a bid for the defensive player of the game.
No doubt about that. Landon Moon in at quarterback, play action pass. He's looking to get over the middle. Great block, springs Moon a little bit more time. Moon dumps this one off in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was intended for number 18. It looks like number 18 of blue was the intended receiver. That is Devin Thierry.
63, the red team. Tyson Ford, the defensive back from Newman High School, there for the pass breakup.
Second down and 10 for the blue. Jason McClendon out of Lakeside. What a story down there, turning a 23 in a row team that had lost games around and makes the playoff in his first year there. No stranger to success, and you'll hear a lot from that Lakeside team. Handoff goes to number 12. Number 12 has it, and he's back up the middle before he's hit hard. That's Joshua Jones.
And a host of red tacklers there, but not before Jones picks up a good 6, maybe 7 yards on the play.
He does indeed do that. 3rd down and 3, getting out near midfield. The ball is at the 44-yard line. 3:40 to go here, 3rd quarter of play. And it is 30-20. Dennis Dunn and his red team over Jason McClendon and his blue team. Landon Moon out of Logansport. Inside handoff goes to Jones once again. And what a powerful back this is. He's going to pick up 12, 13 yards on the play. That's Joshua Jones, and he's out nearing 100 yards on the day.
Gets the blue team into red territory to the 45-yard line. Again, just over 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter as we approach the 9 o'clock hour. Still a lot of football to be played in this inaugural Louisiana Gridiron Football Magazine All-Star game. It's 30-20, red team over the blue.
2 receivers to the top, 2 to the near side. Play action pass. Landon Moon going over. A whole lot of holding going on. Not called. It looked like there was a little jersey separation over there. Pass intended down the far side, though. Looks like 22.
I don't know, but number 71, Tyrene Henderson, says, "What are you talking about holding?" Blue, red, and blue, red, white, and blue go good together. So
you see these different jerseys out there. We can see the numbers you're talking about. That one was pulled away from the shoulder pads. But that's a souvenir that these young men will get to take home with them. It's got the little Louisiana Gridiron Football All-Star Game insignia there, and they'll bring that jersey home with them as a reminder that they played in this game. Check that 2nd and 10. Moon looking over. Great time, though. Good job by his offensive line. But it finally breaks down, and big sack. 16-yard loss that time.
Adrian Brickham from Vernado.
What a better name, Brickham. My goodness. And that's got Landon Moon shaking up just a little bit on there. Hope that youngster's okay. 3rd down and 20. Officially. Well, the ball's in one spot and the yard marker, 3rd and 25. And 2:11 to go in this one. Big stop. And that's what you call a coverage sack. I know you've heard it time and time again, but that's a coverage sack. 2 minutes now under there, looking over the crowd, and we'll get our best estimation of how many people are in there. Inside handoff, shaking and baking is number 8. That is Freddie Mango. He's going to be brought down well shy of the, as they needed 25 to go for the first down. Going to be well shy of that. It'll be 4th down and 20, and that will bring out the kicker from Holy Cross, Nolan Heidmeyer, once again for the blue team. Kicking it away to the red team, 1:26 to go here, 3rd quarter of play. And what do you think, Rich, tonight as you survey? Because you've done a lot of games from Louisiana College, lots of games.
I'm very impressed, all things considered. The moving of the game, the weather, the distance, and everything. But I'm saying 700 plus.
Low snap hits the ground. Heidmeyer picks it up, of course, no rush. Bangs this one away. Fair catch is called for by Harris, and he drops it and falls on it, but you can't run with it no matter what. Once you drop it, you still have to just fall on it there because you fair caught it.
Again, we want to say a big thank you to Louisiana Gridiron Football LLC, created in 2014 to provide positive media coverage for all 12 colleges and universities in the state, plus taking the avid, rabid, loyal fans of high schools across the state, giving them that exposure that they need. And, of course, they depend on you as subscribers to the magazine. And, so certainly consider that. Go by and visit the Facebook page for Louisiana Gridiron Football and check us out.
They had a combined over 21,000 views of their interviews from last night, the different player interviews.
Wow.
So what a great story. Got about 40,000 likes on their page, on their Facebook page. Back in at quarterback is Aucoin. He's going to get the ball hand off up the middle. Pick up just a couple on there. Try to see who that number is for you. It looks to be number 9. Is it Seth Shirley with the carry? 31 seconds and counting in this one. We'll see if it gets down below the 25-second clock, and it does not. So Aucoin in that offense of the Red will have to snap one more. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top. Handoff goes to Shirley once again. He bangs around, and he's going to get the first down on the final play of the fourth quarter, or the third quarter tonight.
Nice job of breaking tackles before number 70, Austin Benoit from Welsh, Louisiana, brought him down, but that was only after he had gotten the first down, Doug.
That's right. That'll be first down and 10 as we make the final play of this third quarter, 3 and 2 and 1, and that'll give us our final break of the night. The kids will get to talk to the coaches, and you see everybody. You know, this is one of those traditions that I find a little funny. Back when it first started out, and you'd see the team walk off with the hand held up with the 4, saying, hey, it's the fourth quarter. And the idea behind that was, okay, we're ready to dominate. This is our quarter. Now everybody on both sides does it, so I think it loses a little luster, huh?
No, I agree with you, but still, you want to keep that mindset that the fourth quarter is the most important. So that is the way they remind themselves of that. As we get a third quarter recap from Brad Wellborn, Sports Information Director here at Louisiana College, that's running the stretch internet stats for us, as well as giving us the stats that we're able to pass along to you. After 3 quarters of play, it is Red team, the home team, Coach Dunn's team, 30. Coach McClendon, the blue team, 20. Red team, as you just look at total yards, 343 to 283 for the blue team. That gives you in a capsule.
Aucoin with a bad snap, looking the ball's going to be on the ground. No, it is picked up by Charlie Norman, though, on that first down errant snap. Looked like that Aucoin was looking to toss the ball before he really had it back there. And it got Charlie Norman kind of buried as he recovered it. And so a loss of 10 on the play will be 2nd and 20 for the Red team.
And just again, you're getting the play signaled in. I'm watching Coach Moore and as well as Coach Reeves signaling in the play.
Get run out of
Man, I'm going to get run out. And these guys are having to translate that.
Aucoin's got it this time. That ball is snapped, and it is caught in the off the rebound that time. And that's the man we've talked about all night long, number 15, Gage Rapp. Just a good eye for the football. A football IQ is what I guess the buzz has been about Gage. Not only his speed, but his football IQ, as he is always around the ball.
Well, in that case, that's that ball was up there, could have been picked, in worst case, and best case, it did not go to the receiver I think it was intended for, but nice job by Gage.
3rd and 23 now for the Red team. Looking back to pass. Aucoin showing off that arm. Throws it up in the middle. Almost knocked around and picked up on the deflection by Brandon Quinney. But pass falls incomplete there. And again, some double coverage that was thrown into.
Yeah, Javon Moore from General Trask. I've said his name multiple times tonight, was in the coverage there. But, again, you had 2 receivers also in the same area, which brought 3 blue jerseys covering those 2 red.
Well, yeah, and when the ball hangs up on a long pass like that, you're able to drop off a receiver and back deep to receive. Look, our man that's back there is number 58. That is Byron Lockhart, who has done everything that the blue team has needed out of him tonight, and out of Walker. And this kick is going to be a good one. Going to bounce around. Going to check up around the 50-yard line, bounce back onto the red side of the field, and that's where the blue team will take it. They will take it right at midfield here. 13:15 to go, down 30-20. What do you do if you're Coach McClendon here to get this offense going, knowing you're down by 10?
Well, you accentuate the positive that you have the ball at midfield. Defense helped you flip the field here. You don't have to get it all on this play. Again, we're playing college quarters instead of high school quarters, so you got a good 13-plus minutes. Let's go ahead and get us a good drive here, and then see where we are.
See, I go play action and throw it down the field, but that's just me, and that's why I'm up here. The left-handed Blanchard is in at quarterback. He's going to actually give the ball to Mango along the far side. Mango's being pursued and going to be dropped for a loss of about a yard. And I got to believe there's not many times that Freddie Mango has been dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
No, and excellent pursuit there by the red team, 59, helping in that Leland Jones, the U-High DB. No, I don't think it's happened very often. It certainly hadn't happened tonight.
No, it hasn't. Blanchard back in there. He's got Mango to his left and another running back, and that is Jones that's going to get it, is number 12. He cuts back up the middle, spins around like he's hitting the circle button on the Xbox and gets down near the about 3 yards shy of the first down. Very impressed with the running tonight of Joshua Jones. Just his 10th carry of the night, and he is up near 100 yards, averaging close to 10 yards a carry.
Quite impressive is the young man from Berwick High School.
3rd down and 4, definitely 4-down territory here. Blanchard on the little toss, goes back to Mango with the shovel pass, and that's one of the things that Coach McClendon has worked on in the short time that they've had practices. You start with the option, and then you do the little shovel up the middle to Mango, and what a great back to shovel it to.
Yeah, Mango got the first down. 47, Tron Clark from Patterson, Louisiana, stepping in to stop him, but not before he had gotten a blue team first down.
A little bit of tempo now as they know they're down by 10. Blanchard once again to Jones with the handoff going to the near side. A little bit of a hold, but Jones finds a hold. 20, 15, 10, 5. Joshua Jones, but it's going to come all the way back on the hold. And that's one of those that you saw the jersey. And there were two things that you saw in your screen, is that there was a hold here, and then the hands go up like, I didn't do that.
Holding. Number 8, offense.
And that was Freddie Mango that's going to be charged. He was out on the tackle on the end, the only one that had the opportunity to make the play. And I don't believe the tackle was going to be made, because when Joshua Jones gets up and gets in clear space, he can run as good as any running back I've seen.
So they're going to repeat the first down, but what you don't know if they'll be able to repeat, Doug Gann, is the touchdown run of 38-plus yards. Boy, that gosh, you talk about breaking the spirit there. A little bit of Coach McClendon and the blue team.
One thing you remember, you're running so many running backs in there that they're staying fresher than that defense is.
Right.
And you may have that opportunity to bust something out there, because these are hard running backs. Blanchard in there gives the ball once again to Jones, and Jones is going to try it again. He tries the other side, is going to get knocked out of bounds around the 42-yard line, gets back most of the penalty yards. And that's going to put him over 100 yards in this game.
I was checking out the Facebook feed of the broadcast.
How's it going? Some people viewing?
Yeah, 95 viewers there, but it was we're about a minute behind on it, so
they're just seeing. That's right.
Yeah, so I looked down to watch Jones running into the end zone. I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's
and here he goes again.
Yeah.
11:01 to go in this one. 30-20 red team on top, 2nd down and 15. Inside handoff once again as the running has gotten. What a good job of the defender just blowing up the block. But the running of, and we had heard about Freddie Mango and the running back out of Delta Charter, just doing a great job.
Nice job by 51. Catholic Point Capee linebacker Brock Valera chasing him out of bounds toward the red team sideline. Getting a lot of the penalty yardage back, but still going to make it 3rd down and 8.
It is, and you got 2 downs to get it right here. I certainly don't believe you'll go for the field goal. I don't believe you're going 4-down territory. It's an all-star game. You're just out there playing right now. Blanchard's got 2 men, 1 on either side of him. He's going to run the little shovel pass to Mango again, and Mango's trying to get to the outside, but gets the 1st down. Out to the 25-yard line goes Mango, and Mango up near that 70-75-yard mark as well.
Trying to catch up with Jones.
He is doing that. Joshua Jones, 11 carries, 102 yards on the night. Freddie Mango with his 12th carry. And we do appreciate Brad Wellborn, the SID here at Louisiana College, for supplying all of the stats, and that Convergence Media team. We talk about them so often, but what a great job they do. In at quarterback is the left-handed Blanchard. Handoff once again goes to Jones. And Mr. Jones goes up the middle with it. Correction, that is going to be number 10. They have changed on us, and that is Jalen Brown out of Ascension Episcopal. And that is, let's see, we'll get an update on Jalen Brown, as I know he's carried. That is his 4th carry, finally into positive yardage with that, as he was sitting at 0 yards. Tough running for Jalen Brown in this one, 2nd down and 8 from the 23-yard line. The blue team, 9:43 to go. Play action pass. Blanchard going over the top and is caught. Penalty flag goes down, but the pass is caught in the end zone. And that is number 16 on the reception there for the blue team, Jaquez Jones. He is out of Captain Shreve, and we'll have to see. Looked like the
official picked it up, so I don't know.
Figured they were going to decline it anyway.
Yeah, that had to be what he was thinking. But this is just what we talked about at the start of this drive. You're getting the ball at midfield. You got plenty of time. They've run a good almost 4 minutes off the clock, and they've got a touchdown and the extra point away from being down by 3.
Extra point from Heitmeyer is up, and it is good. 30-27 in this one. 9:35 to go. And I'm going to tell you, Rich Dupree, it's been as advertised in this game. Back and forth. Just the will of a lot of players getting after it in this one.
It has. And, again, this is what you would hope for in an all-star game. And this is the inaugural Louisiana Gridiron Football Magazine all-star game. You've had that tug of war where the red jumped out, the blue comes back with a pick 6 to tie it up, then they take the lead, and then the red comes back and takes the lead, at halftime, 17-14. Here we are now, red team 30-27 with 9:35 remaining. And what I pointed out to you a few moments ago at the end of the 3rd quarter, which was an imbalance in offensive yards and plays, now has gone back toward the Blues. 66 plays for 344 yards, while the red team 55 plays for 331. Granted, a lot of that came on this last drive by the Blue. 8 plays, 50 yards, culminated with 3 minutes, 40 seconds off the clock. And the running again of Jones, or rather the pass, 23-yard pass, Adam Blanchard to James Jones for the reception.
Heitmeyer teeing it up here again, and we have not seen, as the football is blown off of the tee, we've not seen Heitmeyer kick one deep at all. I would almost sneak that middle line up to about the 40 and just be 10 yards, because he's been trying to sneak it right over the top of that inside line or squib it right in the middle of it and just fall on the ball, and we'll see what Heitmeyer does here. No, he kicks this one deep. That's what I get. It goes to Harris at the 10, and now we'll see if the speedster can make something happen. To the 30 is Harris. To the 35, 40. That's why they don't kick it to him all the way out to the 42-yard line is Dorian Harris, and just as advertised.
And to make a correction, it was Jaquez Jones. I said James because I was going off the sheet here. There are two Joneses, Joshua the running back, Jaquez the wide receiver. It was the wide receiver that caught the 23-yard pass from Blanchard, so just to clean that up.
All right, so you've done a number of Dennis Dunn games in your career.
A number.
30-27, 9.5 to go in a normal game. And he's going to go in and grind the ball a little, or is he going to stay? He's going to stay after it.
He's gonna stay after it.
All righty then.
He's going to stay after it.
Got his quarterback back in there. That is Ben West. Calls for the ball. Ben, and just on cue, Ben West going deep to Brandon Quinney, in and out of the hands of Brandon Quinney at the 20-yard line. And oh, my goodness.
If there was ever a Pineville Ash hookup needed, boy, that one just
that would have made us proud, wouldn't it?
It would have. We might even have high-fived. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
And he had gotten separation from the defender.
And look at Ben West go over there and give him 5 and say, look, we'll get it next time. That's just – it's a leader. I'm going to tell you that. I'm very impressed with Ben West. 3 touchdowns notwithstanding.
Yeah, he had lost Juwan Moore, had gotten some separation from him.
Handoff goes now to the far side. Number 11 is Jarius. Boyd is going to pick up 6 or 7. And you know Dennis Dunn well, don't you? He's not going to grind anything out. He was going for the juggler.
With his quarterback in there.
That's correct.
You know, and the speedster and Quinney going down that right sideline. Gosh.
Quinney last year was playing opposite Jorian Valian, and Jorian now playing at Tulane, of course, got a lot of double coverage and triple coverage, and that opened Brandon Quinney to have a good junior season. He was covered a lot this year as the main guy. West looking to throw, dumps it off over the middle to the big tight end.
How about that? Going to number 23, Adam Purser. Opelousas Catholic, 6'4", 245. You and I both were like, he's throwing to the tight end.
Do you think Ben would have liked to have a 6'4" tight end in for him this year? Absolutely. First down and 10. Great job as that puts West out close to probably 160, 65 yards as we wait for the update coming from there.
Just incredible.
It is 8:19 to go in this one, and true to form, Dennis Dunn is staying on the throttle. That handoff goes to Harris. It's fake.
No,
West has it. West is spinning around down to the 30, 35, 34-yard line. They'll make it at the 35.
And, want to say this, too, about Ben West. His dad missed a lot of his games this year because he's serving at the Pentagon in Washington and flew home a couple of Friday nights. I don't know if he's home this weekend. I would hope he is for the holidays and hopefully out here in the stands.
Hopefully he's watching this game on Facebook. He's seeing his son go to work in this one.
But love the West family, and good job tonight.
Handoff goes up the middle. That is Seth Shirley. Shirley has it out near another red first down. 7.5 to go in this one. Going to mark him just short, third, and about half a yard, maybe a yard on it.
Clock ticking down, 7:18, and running here in this fourth quarter. And just what you want in an all-star game is a tight ball game. Red team with the ball and the lead, 30-27.
Too many times in NFL you see those Pro Bowl games where the guys don't want to tackle and they're just out there enjoying the trip. These guys are working and they're playing hard because they're looking to get exposure, and a lot of kids have done that tonight. You see Gage Rapp coming out. He settles in at the slot. That's been a good target for West tonight. West has Shirley in the backfield with him, brings Rapp inside. What a fake that was. Oh, my goodness. You won't see that a lot on there. But in there, not buying it at all was number 40, but it looked like the snap. That was like one of the hidden ball tricks or the fake ball tricks in baseball.
Yeah, with Gage Rapp there kind of doing a little dance move.
The snap went over his head.
Yeah, and so...
Needless to say, out of that, there was a loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 4th and 3, and you know that Dennis Dunn and that red team are going to they're going to try to hang on to it and get the first down, score, grind some more clock.
But, blue team play their cards right. Coach Dunn going to call a timeout as the play clock was down to 1. So it is a timeout for Coach Dennis Dunn. But with 6:08 remaining in this contest, blue team play their cards right. They're going to do just what they want to, get the ball back with plenty of time and an opportunity to move that ball down the field.
And a great drive the last time they had the ball.
But I will say this, red team, has eaten up some plays here and, have given that defense, some much-needed rest coming up now on the 7th play of the drive.
Okay, you've got a lot of options out there. Ben West is able to run and pass on there. You've got a running back like Charlie Norman from West Monroe and Kameron Booker from Jonesboro-Hodge that have both been piling up yardages there, each around 50 yards on the night. I got to think you sprint West out. That's been one of the things that they've liked to do. You 3 receivers to the near side, kind of sprint them out, give them the opportunity to run the ball or throw the ball.
That is what he does best. We'll see, see what happens here.
He's got Norman in the backfield with him. Charlie Norman, the 5'8", 185-pound running back out of West Monroe that we've called his name. And it's good to call his name in a positive sense that we didn't get to do much during the season, as we both call in District 2 5A on there.
Yeah, I saw him twice. So.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. 3 to the near side, 1 to the top. It is 4th down and 3 for Ben West and that red offense. In motion goes Gage. False start. False start looks to be it. The pointing is going on.
That's number 27, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Only pointing that matters is the one by the guy in the white hat, though, no matter about in the trenches.
All right, so now Coach Dunn wants another timeout because,
see, we got to get the mic turned off a little bit quicker than that.
Picked up by the live mic. Hey, ref, they're cheating, but
I'd like to blame Al for leaving his mic on the sideline, but he's not down there.
That's
tonight.
right. He's off for the holidays, but yeah, there's some discussion going on. But again, Coach Dunn calling the timeout here because you went from 4th and 2 now to 4th and 7, and this could swing the game here. Coach Dunn obviously going to go for it from the 39, but I might give some thought to pooch kicking now. I really would.
Let me ask you this. Has Ben ever kicked the ball from back there and line up in the shotgun and kick one?
Not that I can recall.
All right, well.
So it could happen.
It could happen. That's correct. Ben West back in at quarterback. He has got Charlie Norman in the backfield with him. To the top of the field is Jared Simpson. He's got Gage Rapp to the near side. He's got Harrison Quinney to the near side. 4th down and 8 for the red team. Looking to make something happen right here and keep this drive alive. Gage Rapp comes in motion, circles back around the little dump into the backfield, and a trick play is, intercepted by your man number 58. And how about that? Coming up big on that play was Byron Lockhart, Rich.
Yeah, the defensive back from Walker, was in the right spot. I can appreciate the trickeration. I know now why Coach Dunn called the back-to-back timeouts there. It works your hero, but in some ways it's as good as a punt because they're getting the ball at the 21.
Only thing that could have happened there worse was just the incompletion and the ball get down here because you either catch it or they intercept it down there. And so
how many times have you heard the TV broadcaster go, he should have just knocked that down?
That's right. Now he should have caught that ball and got his second pick of the night, that's exactly what he did.
That's right, because he wants to get an award from Andy Bryson tomorrow. So.
Absolutely he does. 1st down and 10, blue team with the ball. It is Landon Moon in there at quarterback, and what do you know, Joshua Joshua Jones has the ball, and he finds tough sledding there up the middle.
Now, again, the red team, playing with, here it is, fourth quarter. We're under 6 minutes left. The ball game can be won right here by the red team if they can force blue to go 3 and out. So, you stop them after a 3-yard pickup. It is 2nd down and 7.
2nd and 7, 5:28 to go in this one. Landon Moon in the backfield at quarterback, outrunning the option. Shuttle pass goes to Mango.
Ooh, ball's loose. Ball's loose.
But I've got to believe that
should be an incomplete
pass. If
pass.
He's shoveling that forward, that's going to be, that's where you've got to figure out how they're going to call that. And Landon Moon is hollering, hey, that's a shuttle pass, so that's going to be an incomplete pass. And the guys down on the field are going to have to straighten that out. And they're going to call the offense of the blue team back out on the field.
That's not a
shovel pass.
That's not a fumble.
Yeah.
It's 3rd down. That was a shuffle pass. 3rd down.
Correctly, it was a shovel pass. But that's the idea with it, and that's why you do that, is that if it's dropped like that, then it is just an incomplete pass on there, and so that saved them.
But if you're the red team, you're going to try to at least,
that's right, you're selling it.
You're trying to sell it.
3rd down and 7. Mango's got it to the outside, looking to get to the corner, and does 50, 40, 45, 50, 40 goes Mango.
And Mango out of bounds at the 37. They may mark him near the 40-yard line, 41. But you're going from 3rd and 7 to hoping to get the first down to, here you are in red zone, in the red territory with a great pickup by Mango.
Wow. We talked about the attendance out here tonight and just got confirmation. We're right at 1,300 here tonight, which is more than the official total from the Independence Bowl in Shreveport yesterday. It goes to the near side, brought back up the middle, and it's going to be brought down at the 4-yard line. Actually, after a 4-yard pickup on that one. Yeah, I was just shocked. There are more people here than went to the Duke-Temple game yesterday.
At the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl.
At the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl, that's correct. And Andy Bryson, we talked about him all the way, just ecstatic with that type of a turnout in this one, even making the move to the Friday night game. Landon Moon in at quarterback's got 2 receivers to the near side. He's got twins in the backfield with him. Fakes the handoff. Play actions going over the top. Penalty flags raining down like the storm that's coming tomorrow. Flags on the near side, flags to the far side, flags all over the place. And we'll have to get this sorted out here.
The proverbial parachute convention has broke out, and
you see one on the near sideline at the 40 right in front of the red bench, and then one down in coverage as well.
Here comes the white hat to give us.
Look, I even got him turned up too. So
he's learned the mic thing too.
Yes.
We have 2 fouls. We have pass interference on the defense, and we have ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. Penalty offset. Repeat.
All right, they're moving the chains, and they don't need to do that. They don't need to move the chains in here, and turn the mic off before you do that.
So, bring it back.
I'm going to tell you, it's been a long night. And these are normal high school refs not used to calling a long game like this.
Well, and they're also not used to operating with a live mic. So, unless you're accustomed to that.
That's right.
But, again, that's a part of the whole experience here that Louisiana College Convergence Media Department is able to give this all-star game. So, I hope that going forward in the review of the positive things, that'll certainly be one of them, that we've been able to bring that to you.
Well, I'm telling you what, this has been all that it's been advertised as. Had a lot of fun here tonight. We're not done yet.
What did he say?
Replay it down.
Right? Normally I wouldn't have the mic up, but I just thought you at home would want to hear the fun things that are going on down there on the field. It's part of the live experience here. And, man, what a time that we are having. Landon Moon in at quarterback. He's got Tresman Brown in the backfield and Jalen Brown with him.
Well, I certainly can't wait to go back and listen to this later. And,
second down and 10 just inside the 40 to the 39 for the blue team. Handoff goes to the near side. Jalen Brown trying to get to the corner and does. 30, 25, 23, and that's going to be a big first down pickup for the blue team. 4:07, and I'm telling you, what you got to watch for now is Dennis Dunn used 2 timeouts on that prior when they went for the fake on there.
Saving tackle made by number 37, Tate Langley for the red team.
Of course he did. He's made more tackles than I. It's just amazing. You remember at one point it was 30-20, and the red team was rolling along, and now here comes Jason McClendon and that from Lakeside and that blue team on there. Inside handoff goes to number 6. This is Tresman Brown. This time Brown cuts back up the middle. He's going to pick up 8 yards on the play, make it second down and 2, and the blue team just grinding right here.
73 for Red, help trying to plug up the hole. Logan Roy from Kaplan.
3:41 and counting in what has been a game that is just as advertised. It is an all-star game, and these kids are playing just like that. Inside handoff goes to Joshua Jones, who has been the leader on the ground and continues to show that. That is Joshua Jones' 13 carry, and that's going to put him right at 115 yards. He has yet to find the end zone tonight, but you know he is trying to do that now.
And again, breaking tackles. We're 6 plays into this drive for the blue team, doing exactly what we said they needed to do when they took the ball the last series from the 50 and marched it down. They've taken the ball this time and have gone 65 yards in these 6 plays and are within the 10-yard line, knocking on the door again, trying to take the lead here late in this ball game.
At the end of the first half, the Red made a defensive stand. Jones has it. He's hit it the middle, although not going to get very much on this. You remember to end the first half as time expired on there. The Red made a defensive stop.
49 Frederick Threets from General Trask on that D-line making the tackle.
First time we've heard his name tonight, and what a great job there. 2:41 and counting, and what a ball game this has turned out to be. Landon Moon, the quarterback in there. He has got Joshua Jones out of Berwick High School. Penalty flag on there.
We have a false start. 24 offense, 5 yards, repeat second down.
Excellent call. The official making it right away. Nice to pick that up. Again, you and I take that for granted when we're doing Louisiana college games, but
yes,
we don't always have that opportunity with our high school, and nice to pick that up. And what a kind of a shot in the foot as it's going to be second and goal, ball back now at the 13.
Moon, play fake, over the middle goes, throws, incomplete. Good coverage out there by the red team defensively. Pass intended for number 20, Legend Dindler, the young man out of Benton High School.
And 67, Kyrie Morrison from West Feliciana, jumping in there to knock that ball away.
You know, you hear the crowd getting into this, all 1,300 strong, having a great time with this one. This has got to be everything that Louisiana Gridiron football had wanted out of this one tonight. What a battle this has been down to the wire here. 2 coaches, 2 teams going at it. Landon Moon looks it over with 3rd and goal. Back to pass. Oh! He's going to spin out of one, back into the arms of a waiting red defender, and is going to be dropped down. Nothing doing. Great pursuit by the red team.
I tell you, he should have been tackled back near the 18, maybe even the 20-yard line. So very fortunate, Doug, to get back to the 14. But now you're going to be looking at 4th and goal.
We have a timeout. Offense.
Timeout blue. So almost identical to what happened at the end of the first half.
Yes.
Where you had first and goal and the blue team just ready to blow it on into the end zone, and a couple of misplays by the offense and a stand by the red team on the defense, stopped them there. Now again, we're at a minute 49. At the second half, in the end of the first half, there was like 5 seconds left. Now you got a minute 49. You're bleeding the clock.
Yes.
That Red's not going to have an opportunity if you can punch it in. But now you're fourth and goal from a play that started at the 9. You're now back at the 14, fourth and goal.
And this is the ball game right here. This play, fourth and goal, cannot get a first down here. The only thing that would extend this would be a penalty. It is red team 30, blue team 27, a minute 49 to go in this one. If you're watching on the Louisiana College Facebook page, hello, everybody. If you're over there at the LGF page, we're welcoming you as well. Glad to see you. Rich Dupree, I am Doug Gann. This is the ball game here. Landon Moon in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, play action, going over the middle. Ball is tipped around, and it is a penalty flag in the end zone. They're calling it no catch in the end zone, but they're also calling a penalty flag.
Oh, no. You got the line judge coming in, and he's going to tell the white hat what he saw.
We're going to turn this back up and make sure we hear it, too.
You had a lot of bodies all in the middle of the field, and not sure what our call is going to be. And here goes another flag.
They're going to call, and so this is going to be backed up because they're going to – you see the blue team signaling touchdown right here. Not sure. Luckily, we've got a mic, though.
Yeah, we've not seen the touchdown signal, but I will tell you we've got a dead ball foul coming up against Red for sure, and I'm sure it was said something about the officiating that caused that flag. Let's hear the white hat.
We have a pass in the defense on the defense. Touchdown.
What?
Okay.
How is it pass interference?
Well, they've called the touchdown good.
Well, he said,
The penalty now was pass interference that's going to be declined, and the result of the play was the touchdown here. A minute 42 to go. This one is 33-30. Looking to add the extra point here.
I didn't see that ball caught.
Well, the explanation of it was what we had a little bit of trouble with out there. Needless to say,
wait, we got another penalty. There was a flag that was thrown way after the play was over.
That would have been the unsportsmanlike conduct that has not been addressed in this one. Now, if that is, it'll be assessed on the kickoff.
It just hasn't been announced. Extra point on its way.
PAT is up, and it is good. The red team will have to get into the end zone. And let me ask you this. You got Ben West. They've been rotating series with Kam Aucoin. It's Cam's turn to get in the game. Does he go back with West with his quarterback in there?
Yeah, just because of the familiarity of running the not 2-minute offense, but the minute 42 offense, and that's what needs to happen at this point. And the officials are
they're still discussing it, and now where I'm going to find a problem is if they call the penalty now on the extra point that wasn't announced prior to this, and we see the fans piling in there on the live feed. You got to love to see that on our Louisiana College site there as well. So the officials, the ball normally is going to be kicked off from the 40-yard line. We clearly saw a unsportsmanlike conduct flag that was thrown well after the play was over with. Now, whether they march it off, it should be assessed, but the penalty was never announced.
And if I'm Coach McClendon, I appreciate the touchdown, but there was a flag that was clearly after the play was over, and
now they're making the call right now. The unsportsmanlike conduct, but it's not even the white hat that's making the call. I'm standing here beside myself in that. However, we've got a minute 42 to go here, and we're just going to see. And this is what you wanted out of an all-star game. You wanted this opportunity to come back here. Now, Heitmeyer, the kicker out of Holy Cross, will be kicking off from the red team 45-yard line. And we've seen him all night squib the ball. He's kicked it deep one time. Ball went about 10 yards, so he certainly has a leg to get it in the end zone from here. We just, man, I'd like to see Harris get one and take it to the house right here. This ball, he's going to get an opportunity as the ball is at the 2-yard line. We'll see if the speedster Dorian Harris can get to the outside. And no, he cannot. Big play by the blue team.
Blue team makes the tackle at the 13-yard line, so with 1:37 and 1 timeout remaining for the red team, they're going to have to go the ball down the field and try to, again, a field goal will not do you any good. They're going to have to put the ball in the end zone. And let's see what quarterback comes out of that huddle.
That's correct.
With Coach Dunn.
Chris Serig, number 48, the linebacker out of St. Michael. He's 6'3", 225, and used every bit of that height and weight to make that stop right there on Harris, who we would hope to, on Dorian Harris, that we would see him and utilize some of that speed that he had on that pass reception. And coming back out at quarterback is, in fact, going to be Ben West. So you've got Ben West in there at quarterback. Gage Rapp is going to be in the slot. Brandon Quinney is the receiver to the near side. Number 19, Jared Simpson, splits out far. And West, and there's going to be a penalty flag before the play. And I believe you're going to have that not enough men on the line of scrimmage type of play again.
Dead ball foul. Offside defense.
Wow.
5 yards, still first down.
Neutral zone infraction had to be because I didn't really see anybody jump. First down and 5, 1:30. They should go back to, 1:35 on the clock. Only one timeout remains for Dennis Dunn and that red team. And you see the speedster Harris going back in the game right now, taking the place of 23, the tight end Adam Purser, who usually is in there to block. West calls for the ball, sprints out to the top of the field, looking to pass, and does pass complete out to the 30-yard line. That will stop the clock for the first down. That is complete to number 19, Jared Simpson. Jared Simpson out of Vidalia.
Got to be ready to go, got to be ready to run the offense. They'll bring trips to the right side, so still a 4-receiver set for West.
First and 10, West sprints out to the far side, finds Gage Rapp, and the ball is caught. You'd almost would have liked to seen him drop that one. The blue defense, I'll tell you, at a time when the game was 30-20, they have really responded and shut down this red offense. Kudos to that blue team defense. Ben West trying to get things going. Back to pass
left.
Is West over the top. He's looking for Quinney. Not going to find anybody as he throws it 5 yards over the head of any receiver or DB out there. Back in coverage was 72.
Yeah, Javon Moore from General Trask. He's been on Quinney most all the game, but unfortunately for Quinney in that situation, it was a lot closer to Moore than it was the intended receiver.
This would be a great time for one of those old hook and laterals. Get out on the sideline, get the ball out to Gage, let him flip it to Harris, and let him take it to the house. Boy, that'd be some fireworks. The only trick play that we've seen from Dunn in that red team offense resulted in an interception. We saw a big 60-yard run on the trick play from McClendon in the blue team.
Over 800 yards of total offense between these two teams.
Gotta love that. West back to pass, looking over the top. That ball is complete. He just didn't have a guy to lateral the ball to, but that was the play. It's a little too close to the sideline, but look what that's setting up. 50.8 to go in this one, and man, you gotta love this. The fans that are here, all 1,300 of them, and all of those of you watching all around that will watch this game later certainly are getting an entertaining ball game. Ben West at quarterback drops back to pass, dumps it off, and that ball's going to be picked off. He's got a chance to house it. 30, 20, 15, hanging on for dear life down to the 15 to the 5-yard line. West makes a touchdown saving tackle, and that is big Chris Serig, who made things happen on the kick return as well, that made the big stop.
And when you say big, 6'3" linebacker from St. Michael, 225 pounds. West was holding on for dear life so it wouldn't be his second pick six of the night. And so as much as he's had the positive side of it, he'll come up short there. And the red team will come up short to the blue team with 40.6 seconds left. And the blue team, 34-30. Will likely be the final.
My friend, I've enjoyed this one, no doubt about it. This has been a lot of fun to call this one here on the Facebook pages. First time we've done one just on Facebook pages, and now, wow, 40.6 to go. And if you're McClendon, you try to put it in the end zone here. It's an all-star game.
No.
Adam Blanchard in at quarterback. Inside handoff goes to number 10, and he's into the end zone, and they do it. That is Jalen Brown with his touchdown. Makes it 40-30.
Well, I thought he would take a knee, but I
he'll
guess
take one over there and celebrate this. The holder's about to take a knee on this extra point. Wow, what a touchdown there.
Man.
And leaving no doubt in this one now as that makes it 40-30. You remember, Rich, at one point it was 30-20. So it's 20 unanswered with an opportunity to make it 21 unanswered for the blue team. And I attribute that to their defense that just stepped up in the second half.
Again, when they were down by 10, they got the ball at the 50-yard line with about 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And, you asked me, what do they got to do? Well, they got to take it one series at a time. But this blue team has done just that tonight. And this inaugural Louisiana Gridiron Football Magazine All-Star Game is certainly, I think, will be a springboard to this event happening here, hopefully here in Pineville at Louisiana College for many years to come.
I'm going to tell you, it was certainly a lot of fun to do this. A lot of things it took to get to 7 o'clock and the kickoff tonight. Great job, as always, by Randy James, the public address announcer, both for the Louisiana College Wildcats and for the Pineville Rebels here in Pineville. We, as a city side of it from Pineville, certainly appreciate having Andy and Richard and Louisiana Gridiron football here in our fine city for this week. The folks at Country Inn and Suites have been very receptive. CC's Pizza over in Alexandria have been real helpful, and Tunes Hospitality helped out with them as well. And man, what a great night of football, Rich. It's been.
It really has, and there's got to be a winner. There's got to be a loser. But all these seniors are winners, and hopefully each one of them will have an opportunity to continue playing the sport they love on the next level.
Harris has it at the 15, going to make it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Oh, my goodness. What a game this has turned out to be.
No doubt. It's been great to be able to bring it here to you. And, again, just 815 yards of offense.
We got 30 seconds left. We're not done with this one by any means. Wow. And at a point, you go back and you look at the time that there were 330 yards of total offense to 270 for the blue team. 50 more yards is all that the blue team defense gave up. And I'm going to tell you, just the quarterback play of Landon Moon was great down the stretch, but the running of Joshua Jones and Freddie Mango, both runners over 100 yards. Back deep to pass, and that ball is in and out of the hands from Ben West to Gage Rapp. Gage Rapp, the intended receiver, and this crowd of 1,300 is filing out of here. The kids will be going back home. Some of them will still stay the night. They're going to have breakfast and their awards banquet in the morning to finish things off over at Country Inn and Suites before they'll go back to their homes and their future colleges, wherever they may end up. 26.2 to go in this one. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the near side. West back to pass, facing heavy pressure, throwing the ball deep over the outside and in and out of the hands. Incomplete. Great coverage by number 60, Trey Eddins Jr. out of Sterlington. Called his name a couple of times tonight.
Tell you, just outstanding group that Andy Bryson invited, because
yes,
this
absolutely.
was my invitation, and you just a great group of kids here tonight, and I'm excited to see these young men on the next level. Hopefully some of them right here at Louisiana College.
Yes.
As I know Coach Charles has been scouting that talent out. What a great opportunity for Louisiana College athletics to have this event here. And, again, I hope it's something that we'll see for many years to come.
Pass is over the middle. You talk about that Louisiana College team played a lot of freshmen and sophomore last year as Coach Justin Charles is working at getting his team in here. He's been the head coach for just a couple of years now. Their best season that they've had in a few years was this year. And so a bright future here at Louisiana College, a bright future for the Louisiana Gridiron football magazine and all-star game. And what a night. After all of this, we told Andy Bryson that, hey, once it got started, it'd be a fabulous night, and in fact it was.
21 unanswered points for the blue team. Wow.
And this may be the final play of tonight's ball game, going up over the top. Gage Rapp having to adjust to it. Penalty flag is going to save and give them one more down. That's going to be a first down on the pass interference. And, at 41-30, let's keep the flag in your pocket, Blue, and let's get on.
Well, but it was too hard to ignore.
We have a pass interference on the defense.
We're going
15-yard penalty, first down.
We're going to get out of that, Mike, as things are starting to get a little dicey down there, to say the least.
Hearing some words thrown around.
Pleasantries being exchanged. That's what we'll go with, pleasantries.
Pleasantries, okay.
7 seconds, 41-30 in this one. The blue team and Coach Jason McClendon out of Lakeside are going to take this victory in a game that appears to be offensive. It was the defense of the blue team that took over here in the second half of this one. And I've got to tell you, Byron Lockhart was the difference maker in there. That pass is complete out to the far side, number 19, and that's going to be the final of the ball game tonight. A couple of bright spots for the blue team. Of course, Byron Lockhart seemed to be everywhere tonight. Landon Moon did a great job. Adam Blanchard at quarterback. The running of Tresman Brown and Freddie Mango. Just a great job all over by this blue team tonight.
And again, what a great exhibition for this inaugural Louisiana Gridiron Football Bowl game to be here on the campus of Louisiana College. And just a great show tonight by both of these teams. Again, Doug pointing out that early in or late in the third quarter, it was a 30-20 lead for the red team. But the blue team, 21 unanswered points, and they really flipped the statistics from where they trailed in total yardage to being the leader in total yardage. And both of these teams are going to eclipse 400 yards in total offense. Just incredible tonight, when you think about it. 78 plays, 434 yards for the blue team. And Coach McClendon, 71 plays, 393 yards. So they did come up just short of that 400. But, what an explosion from early in the game, where, we start the second quarter and it was 7-7. And you're thinking, okay, where's the passing?
Yep.
Where's the scoring? And, boy, did it pour open and show itself in the third and then into the fourth quarter.
It did, and now it's just a good show of sportsmanship after. These guys have spent the last 3 days together. They came in about 4 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon and, got around some CC's Pizza, had the draft, had the welcome, had an NFL player that was there that had came out and talked. And it was just a great night, and what a great week, and to cap it off with this. I couldn't have wanted to be at a better place. And the kids are going and getting the Gatorade, and it looks like they're going to go. They're going after Coach McClendon, it appears. Don't know who they're going after because they're going different directions. maybe going after Andy Bryson after he did. No, and Coach McClendon said the 45-50. He saw it coming and got out of there. We're going to get out of here, too.
Wow.
It has been, they're circling the wagons now, too. And Justin Charles, get off my field with all that, he says.
Wow.
You know, Rich, it's been a wonderful season for us.
Oh, they got him. They got him. As we show it here on the monitor, they got Coach McClendon.
He says, okay, that's enough. It's cold out here.
That's right. That's right, baby. It's cold outside. But, hey, what a great turnout tonight, Doug.
It has. This has exceeded all the expectations that I had. You see the fans getting out on the field now.
That's a good thing.
And celebrating with their kids. Haven't seen their kids in 2 or 3 days. And at the high school level, you don't see them going off that much. What a great springboard. I look to call some of these names in the future here at Louisiana College and beyond. And so couldn't have done it without everybody here. I'd like to thank once again the Convergence Media, Jeff Young and that group, Brad Wellborn for the stats and everything, Coach Justin Charles and Dr. Rick Brewer for opening things up for us here at Louisiana College, Andy Bryson for inviting us to be a part of the inaugural Louisiana Gridiron Football Bowl here. It's been an experience, first time in 25 years I've sat on this side and called the game, Rich, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, my friend. Commercial free, and my throat feels it. It certainly does. That's going to wrap things up. Randy James did a great job, as always, as well, getting the fans pumped up on there. So thank you. You see Randy in there. We'll wave to everybody that's in there. That's going to wrap it up for us from the inaugural edition of the Louisiana Gridiron Football Bowl. My man Rich Dupree, thank you so much. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all and good night.
Happy New Year.